raar zien. Oh ja, dat moet ik nog even uitzetten. Zie, kijk, daarom checken we altijd. Oh ja, dat moet ik nog even uitzetten. Zie, kijk, daarom checken we altijd. Oh ja, dat moet ik nog even uitzetten. Zie, kijk, daarom checken we altijd. Die. Dan horen we onszelf niet.
Nee, dat is wel zeer irritant, want dan krijg je echt die echo wat je dus net altijd de hele tijd door
die
blijft
microfoon is heel gevoelig. Ik heb deze luidsprekers al uitgedaan.
Ja,
dat er niet doorheen zingt. Even kijken, we willen we kunnen jou niet helemaal zien. Dat kunnen we fixen. Dan doen we gewoon zo. Bam. En dan mijn OBS eroverheen. Kan niet kleiner. Hey. Eerste wereldproblemen. Die kan weg. En dan die. En dan die. Win. There you go. 75 frames per seconde. Mooi. Nou, welkom Angelica. We hebben geen kijkers, dus we zijn hartstikke populair.
Er staat er eentje, toch?
Ja, dat ben ik zelf.
Dat zit hij jezelf als Willy.
Met mijn eigen kijker. Ja. Even kijken, ik wil beer, please. En een Jackie. En dit is het verhaal van Jules Verne, dat ken je wel.
Yep.
En wij spelen de valet van Monsieur... What's his name? It would seem. Dat is het enige wat we kunnen klikken, dus dat gaan we doen. Dus daar klikken we op.
Zal ik het voorlezen anders?
Hm?
Zal ik het voorlezen anders?
Voel maar.
London, 1872.
Moet je niet draaien met dat ding als je bruin, want anders wil het niet.
I have entered into the service of a new gentleman.
It would seem.
He is a gambling man.
It would seem he is a gambling man. Credits. Hij staat nog iets te hard. Nou, dat is ons speelveld. The Earth. In 80 days. There you go.
Yeah, children!
Goed. Obviously, we start in London. I gotta fix the audio first.
London?
Meestal is het op 10% ongeveer. Nee, hij moet nog wat zacht. Zeg jij eens wat?
Hallo!
Ja, hij moet nog wat zacht. 10% is het meestal met deze microfoon. Kijk, zo horen wij ook nog wat. En hij heeft dan nog een beetje geluid. Ja, zeg je ook nog eens wat?
Hallo.
Kom je er net overheen. Dat is nog heel iets zachter. Ha. Jules ready?
Yes.
Jules ready?
Jules
Jules Verne ready?
Yeah.
Let's click London. Click to begin.
Capital of England.
London.
United Kingdom.
Let's begin. Shall we?
Yes. Day 1. My master returned home from the Reform Club with a strange gleam in his eye. Passepartout, he said. Oh. We are
Said he.
Yeah. We are going around the world. Pack my evening jacket. There's not a moment to waste. You, Passepartout, now have funds.
We have funds. We are happy to have funds. We have 4,000 pounds. Quickly, Passepartout, collect our things and we will be off. So we have to pack our bags.
Yes.
To go. We have wool trousers. Part of the Englishman's wardrobe set. 2 of 3 owned.
Yes.
We have wool shirts, which is the second of 2 of 3 owned from the Englishman's wardrobe set. I believe.
We need the jacket.
The evening jacket is the third one.
Yes, we need that.
Yeah, we need that. We will take that.
Well, you are a smoker, so for my sake, please take the tobaccos with you.
It's either going to be the tobacco or the English poetry. And the English poetry is of interest to wistful, earnest, posh and foreign types. And the tobacco is valuable in Munich. München. So we could sell this for a profit in Munich.
Mm-hmm.
Or take the English poetry, which for whatever reason might be beneficial to us.
I personally would first go for the tobaccos to make profit.
I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
We are going around the world eastwards.
Then it's better to do the English poetry first. If I'm correct.
Possibly. But you said tobacco.
Yeah.
We agree we need the Russian timetable though, yes?
Yeah.
Because it will give us all the train routes and
Yeah, that will be very helpful.
in Russia. Oh, very helpful. Oh, we can take both. Silly me.
Oh.
Silly me. Okie dokie, it's 8 p.m. Day 1. Here are the Russian routes. Not our routes, but possible routes. Our English wardrobe should help us negotiate times of upper class journeys. Een beetje topografie. So there we are. Time has stopped for us at 8 p.m. That's nice. Let's depart then, shall we?
Yes.
We can go to Cambridge, which arrives today and departs for 9 p.m. So that's right now.
Let's do that.
Or we can go to Paris, which arrives tomorrow and departs at 8 p.m., which is probably now as well. I can zoom out here. Let's see what we're talking about. We have to go round the world, eastward.
Yeah, then I would go personally. I will go first to Cambridge and then go to Amsterdam, then go to... and then so on.
Okay, you want to go to Cambridge?
Yeah.
Let's go to Cambridge. We can carry one bag with us and it will cost 5 health of our master.
Yeah, we have enough, so...
Embark. Cambridge mail car. The carriage roof has space for 1 suitcase, which will suffice.
Yes.
The open road will be a bothersome journey.
Yeah, it won't
Go.
be the easiest one. Ooh. We hurried downstairs only to find a carriage was already waiting. I looked to Monsieur Fogg, or I asked no questions but bundled inside.
That is Monsieur Fogg.
I would look first.
Look to Monsieur Fogg?
Yeah.
I look to Monsieur Fogg.
But he was as surprised as I was. "To Charing Cross," my master shouted as he clambered in. But the cabby leaned down and shook his head. "Sorry, Governor," he replied. "I've been sent to pick you up and take you to Cambridge."
But we are going around the world. Who sent you? We will not be shipped around this. We will not be
parcels.
shipped around like parcels.
I want to know who sent him.
Who sent you?
Yes. "The fellows," the driver replied. The men whipped the horses, the magnetic tips of the lash connecting with the spark igniters on the machine's flanks. And then we were off, rattling along the cobbles heading north.
This is a calamity, or we must sabotage this carriage.
This is a calamity.
It's a calamity, I declared.
But Monsieur Fogg gestured me to silence. "It's no doubt my old college wishing to encourage me to make a donation," he replied sagely. "Well, perhaps they will have something to offer our cause as well." How could he be so calm when all hung in the balance? Such, of course, was his way.
It was his way, okay. I'm on fine form, but we must make haste. We flew up the Great North Road, the carriage showing an amazing turn of speed that pleased my master greatly. This is no normal phaeton, or we are being kidnapped most successfully.
The first one. This is no normal.
This is no normal phaeton.
Indeed not, he replied. "It seems our learned friends have been busy. I have great hopes for this little diversion. Passepartout." And with that, we fell into silence until we arrived a few short hours later.
So we did.
Die blikjes zit voor mee. Cambridge!
Oh, time is ticking by. The market opens at 7 a.m. and we can get a hotel for one day. We will have to sleep here and explore in the morning. We'll have to explore in the morning then, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's spend the night then, shall we?
Let's all snore.
Cambridge. I see, and his health went up a bit.
Yeah. The carriage set us down outside the gates to Trinity College. The cabby tipped his head.
And I tipped him, and I dismissed him, but I was already off into the college.
We're Englishmen. And that means I tipped him.
Big
Di-
spender. Tipping the man with the boss's money. And I tipped him.
For despite our rough displacement, we had been treated most courteously. And one does well to ensure the lower working classes are fairly rewarded. My master, on the other hand, was cheerfully striding inside, nodding to the porter at the gate, whom he appeared to know by name.
I hurried to catch up, or it seemed we have been released. He's still carrying on to that whole kidnapping thing.
Yeah,
It actually didn't happen.
no. I hurried to catch up.
And we hurried to catch him up.
Yeah. I hurried to catch up and caught my master just in time. As a daunting figure in a long black robe swooped from a doorway, more or less gathering Monsieur Fogg up in a cloud.
An assassin! A thief! A lunatic! I waited for an introduction to be made.
Now let's spice things up. It's an assassin.
It's an assassin.
Because
Assassins.
in Jules Verne's story, there were many opposing him. Because they didn't want him to succeed.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. An assassin. But no.
The figure stood back and introduced itself as Professor Invray,
Some assassin.
head of tomatology
Tomatology?
at the college. You must be Passepartout, he declared, rounding on me cheerfully. Tell me, do you prefer coffee or Madeira?
Coffee? Madeira? I like both, Monsieur Professeur. I prefer a cognac. Please dispense with the formalities.
Yeah, the last one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Please dispense with the formalities. I declared.
We are on an important mission, but of course you are. This way. He beckoned us to follow, and we did, arriving eventually at his study. An island of a desk surrounded by a small library that had
Carelessly tumbled.
out of its shelves. I hear you are going around the world, Phileas,
We are.
the professor remarked. And we would like to offer you some assistance. That is most generous, Monsieur Fogg remarked. Not really, the professor replied. You are a Trinity man. Your expedition will be for the glory of Trinity College. We will put it in our periodical.
Periodical.
Yeah.
You see.
It will annoy Oxford terribly.
Ooh, sounds interesting. It seemed a fair trade, or there is always an angle.
There's always an angle.
There's always an angle.
There's always an angle. Still, the idea that this strange old gentleman could help our cause.
Was intriguing, or was clearly ludicrous?
Nah, it was intriguing.
It was intriguing.
And I leaned in to hear what was on offer. But, declared the professor, enough business. First, you will dine with us in hall. I have gowns ready for you. And, young man, he turned to me, servants are not usually allowed to dine at high table, but we will make an exception. Come. Yeah, I really dislike that dude.
And so, for the first night of our great journey, we dined with silverware and candlelight.
Under the beady eyes of sombre portraits.
Somber.
Yeah, somber portraits, and in conversation with a flock of erratically minded men and women
You like this text, don't you?
whose
Continue.
discussions turned on in a sixpence from Irish passage tombs to
Aeronautical.
aeronautical
Wingtip
design. I became
Thoroughly
overexcited, of course.
somewhat puzzled.
No, I'm excited.
We are very excited.
And when we retired to bed, it was with a smile on my lips and the cry of "What a marvelous adventure!" on my tongue.
Oh, great. Oh, our funds have gone down a touch. Click the clock to skip an hour if you're waiting for the market to open, but we're gonna explore first, yes?
Yep.
See if we can find some new routes.
We rose, breakfasted in the hall more soberly, and met the professor on the roof. Okay, this is what we've been working on, he declared, waving to a folded contraption in front of us.
It resembled a sleeping bird, or it resembled a pile of mangled coat hangers.
I would go for the first one. Although the second one is very
That's
funny.
rather funny.
So let's go for the funny.
Let's go for the funny one. It resembled a pile of mangled coat hangers. A gyrodyne.
A what?
A gyrodyne.
Okay. The professor continued. Powered by the rise of evaporating water through micropores. Most interesting. We were thinking of testing her across the North Sea. We thought you might pilot her.
A gyrodyne. Or we're going east, not north.
Yeah. The last one.
We're going east, not north, I remarked.
You want some?
The man nodded. Well, we could also hop you over to France, I suppose. It's less of a test, but it will do. The man beamed. So we are agreed? You will take her?
So, market or depart?
Let's go first to the market. Let's see what they
Markets.
have.
They have a first edition color rich.
I want the Indian shipping timetable.
You want the Indian shipping timetable?
Yeah.
That'll cost an extra suitcase.
Yeah.
And we have a railway cup, part of the railway man set. We have an accordion, valuable in Stockholm, Venice and Budapest. And a first edition Coleridge, which is worth 4,300 in Venice, which is more than we have right now.
Yeah, let's take that one.
Then are we committing to Venice, are we?
Yeah.
Yes?
Venice is beautiful.
Let's go to Venice. The accordion is also valuable in Venice. So we'll take this as well.
In Stockholm, Venice and Budapest.
Yeah, but we're going to Venice, so we'll take
Let's
that one
take
as
it.
well. So we
And the
can't.
railway cab, no, thank you.
They can keep it. Keep
Yeah.
it. Oh, he doesn't want us to play the accordion in his presence.
Screw you!
Yeah, those are the Indian timetables we just acquired.
I really don't like that dude.
The dude.
Yeah.
The dude is annoying.
Yeah.
He will be annoying all the way. We are.
If I want to
We
play
are
a
his servant. His humble servant.
That's what I think of him. We could just, hey, if we're going
But
to,
we can go that way slightly if we will. If we want.
let's dump him and do it ourselves.
Oh, we can't do that. It's his money.
Damn.
So let's depart, shall we?
Yeah.
We can take 3 suitcases with us to France. We only have a route to France. Paris.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, that is on the way to Venice.
Yeah, let's do.
So let's do that.
Yeah, because we have to test the annoying flying thingy.
Experimental gyrocopter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Vatten. Packs.
It's not cold yet.
Doe ik anders ook even in de vriezer daar.
Yes. Camp space for 3, which is enough. Rough skies and cold weather. This will be a wearing some experience, but the Englishman's wardrobe should make things easier.
Yeah, that's why we bought it.
So it's minus 14 plus 4 for the Englishman's wardrobe.
Yeah, so.
Nice. On y va tout. The pilot touched the control, and the gyrodyne began to smoke and hiss. Is it safe? Or we clambered quickly aboard? This is takeoff.
No. We're just gonna say it is safe.
Is it safe? I demanded.
Oh, it's perfectly safe, the pilot replied. We, on other hand, may be in some trouble, and he grinned. The great craft unfolded its wings, seemed to pause a moment as it waited for a gust of something. And then we were up, and away!
Up and away!
Into the air!
Here we go!
The journey across the channel was brief and somewhat exciting, as we bounced up and down in the busy, turbulent air. The descent was rather better, a long glide in over Brittany to a final dead drop fall of a few yards onto the cobbles just behind Notre Dame.
Well, we thank the pilot or a successful test?
Yeah, let's do the last one. I'm not gonna thank the pilot in this case.
Successful test, I asked?
Oh, we knew it worked, the pilot said. But the professor wants to say you started your journey with one of ours. Good for the copy.
Right.
See, there was a catch, huh?
Yeah, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we are in Paris. Accordion could earn as well here.
Yeah.
But the market is closed until 7 a.m. next morning. So when the bank is closed and we can't depart. So we have to take hotel.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's hotel. Let's not sleep on the street. No.
We took a hotel for the night. We will be comfortable here, Monsieur Fogg remarked. But traveling overnight will often be more efficient.
True that. So we must board the longest journeys available, or where possible.
Yeah, the first one.
So we must board the longest journeys available.
Yeah. Perhaps, he replied. Still, the surrounds of the Hotel Ritz were most enjoyable.
Well, I guess
No wonder we are getting broke.
the clock is ticking passepartout. We must decide our next step quickly. Explore.
Yeah, let's explore.
New routes.
See?
There you are, that's Venice.
Yeah! Nice. Okay, your turn.
The Exposition Universelle sprawled over the grounds of the purpose-built Palais du Champ de Mars. Hot air balloons sailed gently across the sky, and the powdery light of the Yabloknov, that candles, gleamed invitingly. I was flooded with memories of the siege of Paris and my own small part in it, or I suppressed my memories of the siege and visited the exposition, or the memories of the siege were too painful and I stayed locked up in my room.
We're not woosies, so in the room we're not gonna stay. The first one.
I was flooded with memories of the
Yeah.
siege of Paris and my own small part in it.
was hard to believe that only a year ago I had been.
A blockade runner for the balloon post. A cook feeding starved citizen in the Latin Quarter. Or a uniformed soldier of the National Guard.
I like cooking. Sorry. I would be the more.
I had been cooking.
Yeah.
I had been a cook, feeding starved citizens
Yeah.
in the Latin Quarter,
That would fit me more.
struggling with ever dwindling resources as the Prussian siege wore on. I made horse consomme, thickened with millet, sausage or rat, with sauce Robert, whatever that may mean, dog liver, skewers with Moroccan spices, stewed cat with city-grown mushrooms, giggets of dog leg with sauce au poivre. Damn. He did all that.
I caught the animals myself.
I'm glad you're the cook.
Yeah. I would have done it myself.
Oh, and you caught animal. Okay, you're go catching rats and dogs and cats and mushrooms. So
Yeah.
that's your part then. Go,
Yeah,
go,
I
go.
laid traps for rats in the catacombs beneath the city. Chased starving, spitting cats down dim alleyways and wept when I shot bullets into the heads of docile horses,
Ooh.
still saddled and bridled. Back then,
I had thought we would prevail. We would have to.
I
Or
thought the siege would go on for.
I had thought the siege would go on forever.
Yeah.
I had thought the siege would go on forever.
Because if you get so down in food that you have to kill domestic animals, then it means that the siege was already a long time.
No, that's true, I guess.
So
This is Jules Verne, though.
yeah. So you automatically think you would go on forever like that.
Maybe there were metallic cats and dogs. And they weren't eatable.
One tooth left.
Ah.
That's
So-
why.
and then he became a dentist. That's it. That's why.
Ah.
There we go. I had thought the siege would go on forever. Endless, hungry and artillery-fired days. A terrible starving stalemate which would persist until we all died of thirst, tuberculosis, French and Prussians alike. But Paris had surrendered, and the next month the Prussians rode to their horses through the city in victory while we ate Bismarck's grain and meat as promised in the armistice.
Armistice. I looked at the gleaming, peaceful streets of Paris now and saw only war and siege.
I snatched a Prussian airship from the air. I doused the fires raging around the city, or I scrubbed the smoke from the sky.
Fires raging around the
I
city.
doused. I doused the fires raging around the city, and resurrected the horses, rats and cats from their slaughter. Right. I snatched the Prussian airships from the air.
Yeah.
I scrubbed the smoke from the sky. I resurrected Paris of my childhood.
Yeah, the last one.
I resurrected the Paris of my childhood. Its gately lit cafes and dark catacombs, its boulevards and gutters, its poets and radicals, its dark-eyed youth with whom I had danced and kissed on the banks of the Seine. I promised myself then that this is how I would remember Paris.
I remember my city, even now.
Well, that was a hassle. Hurry up, Passepartout. Don't drop those cases.
Margaret.
Let's go to market first, huh?
Yeah, we want to
Shut on, we need the wine, eh?
No, I want the European carriages list.
European carriages
But
list.
first we need to sell... Oh no, that's in Venice, right?
Yeah, it's 9:30 here, but maybe more, maybe less in Venice.
No, we were... It
Let's-
was very...
Shall we keep it?
yeah, because it said that it's very valuable.
Let's
but
see
we
if-
need the carriage. Yeah.
Let's take this. It's a third suitcase.
Seasickness pills would be very useful.
Seasickness pills.
But I don't need wine.
And the wine is 1900 in Copenhagen.
Yeah,
Well,
then you have to go up again.
yeah, we're not really going that way, are we?
No.
So they can keep the wine. We can go to Copenhagen. Via Berlin to Munich and Venice, but nah.
No.
We're going around the world within 80 days, right?
Yeah, right. We don't want to see everything. We're not gonna...
We're not sightseeing here.
Nope.
That's quite a lot of fruits, though.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the rum gone?
But why is the rum gone? That's the question.
Because someone made rum beans so good. How do you call it, rumbonen?
Let's depart, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's depart. We are
No.
not going to Amsterdam, even though
we want to go to Venice.
live there. We're gonna go to Venice. Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
To travel this way, we will have to stay the night. We can take 2 suitcases with us. But I know from experience, sometimes there is an option to upgrade to
Okay.
more luggage.
Yeah.
So we will have to spend the night then. Yes?
Yeah, do it tomorrow at 1, right?
Yeah, that's in 24 hours. Less,
Or we
less than
could go there.
to Nice.
Yeah, let's go
It
there.
arrives tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
So that doesn't make any difference. We can go to
No.
Nice tomorrow or we can go to Venice tomorrow.
Let's go tomorrow to Venice.
Let's do that. So we're staying in Paris.
Why am I being home? I'm sorry. Hello? Ja? Ja, oké. Dan geef ik maar een tabletje denk ik dan, hè? Gewoon rustig doen. Ja, helemaal goed. Ja. Ben je klaar? Ik ben namelijk aan het streamen. Doeg.
Well, that was rude. That was a tad bit rude.
Yeah, well, he was just complaining. Robin doesn't want to get sleep. Then he
Oh,
go-
the market closed. We have to spend the night.
but then he's like complaining to me about it. Like, yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
With what remained of the day, I afforded my masters every service, or I spent a while talking to the hotelier.
We spent talking to the hotelier.
Hotelier, of
I'm
course.
not gonna kiss his ass.
To learn what I could. Learning that an acquaintance designed parts for the Blue Line ferry from Nice to Tunis. A most interesting snippet. Let's depart, shall we? And let's
Yes.
go to Venice.
Yes.
To Venice, here we come. See, we can only take 2 suitcases, but if we click this, see, we can hire extra space for only £11.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Go.
Orient Express.
Ooh.
When construction began on the great pan-European railway from Paris to Istanbul, no one believed that it could be completed, let alone completed so fast.
But with the earth workers cutting through the fields, but I am sure Monsieur Fogg never doubted it, and now here it is.
The last one.
So it's now there. Okay.
Now here it is, accepting passengers into its luxurious compartments.
It always asks the same thing when we leave. Let's converse.
Yeah.
Greetings, Monsieur Dumas. I don't know who that is.
Can I help you at all, monsieur? I am the guard on this train.
Oh, he's the guard on the train. We can begin a conversion about Venice, Venice to Vienna, Venice to Budapest, Venice to Rome, Venice to Sofia.
We are talking about Venice. I want to know more.
Venice. No, I still have, thanks. Oh, you already opened. Thanks, mate.
Have you heard of the scuola? Be wary. That is all I will say.
School, right. We can ask him more if we want.
About Budapest.
Venice to Budapest. You mentioned carriages. I've been told Madras can be reached from Delhi by a hired palanquin. Now we can choose even more.
Madras.
Belgrade, Dubrovnik,
No, we
Bucharest, Odessa, or Madras.
we want to know about it.
Madras. What else do you know about Madras?
I hear that you can pick up jars of turmeric in Madras. That will sell for a fortune in Canton.
Canton, I don't think we're going there anytime soon.
No.
Madras, Stone Town, Singapore, or Colombo?
Singapore.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Is it possible to go from Madras to Singapore?
Now you listen to me. Some buyers will pay well for tobacco from Singapore. But now, so you are visitors of the carnival, perhaps?
Are we?
No.
No. I think not, monsieur.
But your dress. Ah, my apologies. You are English.
Ta-da, racist bastard. Madras, Colombo, Calcutta, Walter, Stone Town, or Antananarivo. Calcutta. The route from Madras to Calcutta is timetabled.
Some people say some buyers will pay well for accordions from Calcutta.
Interesting.
Okay, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an option.
I have the times for a journey from Calcutta to Hong Kong in this pamphlet. Speaking of steamships, I understand my father always wanted to take the cargo steamer from Lima to Santiago. Okay, Honolulu.
Honolulu.
Yeah.
Hong Kong to Honolulu.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it possible to travel from Hong Kong to Honolulu?
let's just say that you can buy revolvers in Honolulu. Extremely valuable in Panama City. A Pitcairn Island, Bahaji, Rangoon, Manila, or Janabon. It's a bonbon, but different. It's not in Belgium, though.
Bye.
Bahi.
Bye.
Is there a route from Hong Kong to Bahi?
I'm afraid I have to go now.
Bye.
That's rude.
That was a long conversation. That's the longest I've ever had in this game. And we've discovered new routes with that. Very good.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nice. We are still on the Orient Express, which isn't going very fast, by the way. The train ran as swift as the racing clouds. I settled my master and went to the bar, or I stayed with Monsieur Fogg, intending to look to his needs.
Hell no, I'm gonna go to the bar.
Let's go to the bar.
And then to meet a few fellow passengers and see what I could discover. The hour was still early, and the candlelit compartment was empty, but for a severe-looking lady reading a newspaper.
I greeted her cordially.
Yeah, we're English.
I left her to be.
No, we're English. We're always greet.
I greeted her cordially. You're French, by the way.
I'm French.
Yeah, Passepartout. Passepartout is not a very English name, eh?
No, why am I French?
But he is English, though.
I greeted her cordially, but French are also polite. And she lowered her paper to regard me with cool, level eyes. Yes, monsieur.
Is it your first time aboard this train? My name is Passepartout and I am going around the world.
The second one.
My name is Passepartout and we are going around the world.
She nodded. Very good, Passepartout. She waved a hand. Off you go.
Great. Bitch. I know that she did not have a drink, or why is there no one else here? I asked.
The first one.
I know that she did not have a drink. A fact which she could not deny, and which I gallantly rectified, before she proceeded to ignore me behind her newspaper. Ah, well, I entertained myself well enough. Reading the headlines visible from where I sat, or gazing out of the window as my beloved homeland flickered past.
No, reading the headlines. That's the least a bitch can do.
No, we are reading the headlines.
Yeah, but
Or her headlines.
letting me.
No headlines though. Headlines.
Reading the headlines visible from where I sat. Reports of unrest in Italy. Explosions in Rome linked to mysterious airships spotted coming in and out of the new airport, built into what Italian unification had left of the Colosseum. There were rumors of mechanical armies and beweaponed automata. It seemed fantastical. What evil creature would mechanicize warfare? The lady flicked down the corner of the paper. You have an inquisitive nose, Passepartout, she remarked. You keep poking it in my direction.
Apologies, madame.
No, that's
The paper had my attention.
The paper had my
The
attention.
paper had my attention, I explained. You have business in Italy, she asked. Perhaps. I serve at my master's pleasure.
No, we have
Or
considered
we-
traveling that way.
We have considered traveling that way.
She nodded. There is great unrest in Italy, she replied. It is easy enough to be blown up quite by accident. You are Italian yourself? Or I thanked her for her advice. I would say you are Italian yourself?
Let's find out. You're Italian yourself? She laughed. Do I look Italian?
I would guess Romanian.
Bum. I would guess Romanian.
Then you would be wrong. I have a drink, monsieur. Then return to your bed and leave me to my peace and quiet.
She doesn't like us.
I smiled pleasantly enough at this rebuttal because I took revenge. After an hour and a gentle cognac, I returned to my compartment to be rocked to sleep by the train. Night fell, and then a darker night still as we entered the Simplon tunnel beneath the Alps. Hey, I had to take revenge on the bitch.
What a
sorry.
bitch.
Yeah, that's why I had to take revenge by... I already knew she wasn't. You wouldn't ask it like that if you were Italian.
Well, that is true.
So I had to take revenge by just saying she's Romanian. She was quite...
Probably pissed her off a bit.
Yeah, that's why she responded, and that's why he said, well, I liked it.
We awoke the next morning on the other side of the Alps. I went for a walk along the length of the train, or I brought breakfast to Monsieur Fogg, or I overslept.
Get his own breakfast, I'm gonna walk.
I went for a walk along the length of the train, only to find, to my great puzzlement, that it seemed somewhat shorter than it had the night before. Indeed, I could no longer find the bar carriage anywhere between first and second class. I asked a guard about it, or most curious events, but probably unimportant.
I asked the guard about it, because that's weird.
Yeah, let's stalk the woman.
But he seemed quite genuinely surprised. We have no bar aboard the Orient Express, monsieur, he declared, with deep authoritarian seriousness. We do not serve any alcohol aboard. But I would go to first.
But I had a pleasant cognac just last night. Or how can you operate a luxury train without alcohol? Well, or I took the guard at his word and did not argue.
If you go for the first one, I bet he would say you're nuts. I would go for the second one, just to find out what's going on.
Well, let's find out what's going on with the alcohol.
Yeah. Perfectly well, the guard responded. So long as our journey follows its intended course, we find it unnecessary. We've been a dry train since being bought by the Society of Friends, apparently, he added in a whisper. They made the money for the purchase by selling chocolate. I could not argue, though the matter was far from settled. I do not believe I am giving to delusions.
I resolved to find a woman who would corroborate my story,
Yeah,
or I return to Monsieur Fogg.
I will go for the first one.
Yes, let's stalk the woman. I resolved to find a woman who would corroborate my story,
But despite haunting the corridors of the train for several hours, I saw no sign of her. Perhaps she had disappeared along with the bartender?
Perhaps.
A few hours later we arrived in Venice station. Built on the mainland, but connected to Venice proper by a long, flexible, floating bridge. We disembarked and flagged a rickshaw to carry us across the uneasy waters of the lagoon. As we left the station, I saw, for a fleeting moment, the woman from the bar, but then she was gone.
A rickshaw, huh? Venice, at last. Some of our possessions could be sold handsomely here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go to the markets.
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
990?
Yes.
By.
Sold.
And this one? For 4,380. Oh no. We can buy Brazilian snuff.
For those
Of
who
interest to luxurious and prim types. Or a carnival mask, which is worth 4,100 in Bucharest.
Yeah. Let's do that.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Bucharest is a bit... Well, it's mostly north, isn't it? From Venice.
Yeah, east, northeast.
Northeast. That's.
But we're still going east, so
We're getting this?
yes,
Yes, we are.
because we need funds.
And this can go here, and this can go here, and we'll have a suitcase less.
Yeah, and the Brazilians.
Well,
nah.
we can take it with us. We still have one more spot. in
Yeah,
the
but
suitcase.
do we need that?
I don't know.
Of interest to luxurious and prim types.
Maybe we'll meet the bitch again,
No, she's
and
a
she'll like
ghost.
Brazilian snuff.
She's a ghost. He just said that he saw her for a brief moment and then she disappeared. Like
Yeah, well,
poof.
he didn't say dissipated.
Now it disappeared.
It disappeared. Okay, you don't want to take this?
No.
We don't take this. That mask is truly horrifying. Please put it away. Let's explore, shall we?
Yeah, we can just go on.
Depart? Oh, oops. Depart?
Yeah.
Budapest, Bucharest. You want to go straight to Bucharest? Or first to Budapest? Or via Belgrade and Sofia?
You can't go straight to Bucharest.
No, we can't.
So we go to Budapest first.
First to Budapest and then to Bucharest? It arrives on the same day.
Yeah.
It's 21 or nothing.
Okay.
First to Budapest?
Yeah.
You don't want to explore?
Well, depends. What time is the departing? I don't want to go there.
That's strange.
Tomorrow at 4.
Departs at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's
so we
24
can
hours from
yeah,
now.
so we could explore.
Okay.
Let's go.
Explore. Oh, we can't anymore.
Oh really? Just one.
Awesome. This one then, also tomorrow.
Yeah, and the other one.
Well,
If we go to
Belgrade. We can't click that? Oh, what's going on? Also tomorrow.
it's all tomorrow. So let's just
We fucked up.
yeah.
That's what that stupid market. I was walking along a canal side in Venice when I found myself in the midst of a group of revelers. They wore a fabulous array of masks, some brick-nosed, other brightly
Beak-nosed.
beak-nosed, whatever, beak-nosed, other brightly feathered, and even some spun of fine glittering wire. I bowed in greeting. I
Extricated
extricated myself from the raucous group.
group.
I extricated myself from the raucous group, wondering what my master would think of the notion of a mask instead of a top hat that, mother of God.
To complement one's evening attire, the revelers continued along the canal bank, singing songs and drinking from open bottles of red wine.
Sounds like a party to me. I went back to Monsieur Fogg, where I saw one of the women slip on the edge.
Let's be a hero.
Let's meet more women.
And fall in the water with a resounding splash. Her friend seemed drunkenly unconcerned and fell about in pealing laughter at the woman, cursed and trashed in the dark water.
I dove to the rescue. I shook my head in despair. Will you not help her?
I dove to the rescue.
Of course you do.
Yeah, you're not gonna wait until she drowns. I dove to the rescue, reaching her in a few strokes. Zut alors! The water was cold. She kicked and fought as I hauled her to a nearby flight of steps. Fiammetta is a daughter of the canal, one of her friends put in. You should have left her in it. Another drunken youth agreed. It's the only time she bathes. Fiammetta coughed and choked as I hauled her from the water.
I looked her over, or I averted my eyes tactfully.
I averted my eyes.
You are so sexist.
Nee, averted. We gingen juist niet For her sudden clothing was immodestly plastered to her skin. Who are you? She demanded, seeming to see me for the first time. Her friends made various kissing noises and suggested a variety of improbable roles for me. A clown once said. No, another interjected. An agent of the Pope. Yet another added sotto voce. Fiametta's foreign lover. Which caused them all to laugh as Fiametta cursed them with admirable
thoroughness.
Yeah.
I left these fools well alone, or I introduced myself with a bow, or are you alright?
Are you alright? I mean, just because they're assholes doesn't mean we need to be. With some concern. Of course, she replied haughtily, wringing out her hair. I am a Venetian. I cannot drown. It is simply not possible. Do not mind Fiametta, her friend remarked softly. She is angry because of her work and because of what happened to her brother.
What happened to her brother? Or what is the matter with her work? I asked.
We vragen naar haar werk.
What's the matter with her work? I asked.
The blasted Scrolla, they are the matter. Fiametta interjected angrily. They think they can replace me with one of their empty salt machines. Shh, her friend implored, looking suddenly sober. Do not curse them so loudly. What is this?
What is the Scola? Or how can they replace you?
The first one.
What is Scuola?
Yeah, we want to know.
That's what I want to know too.
The Scuola are the Venetian Artificers Guild.
Artificers Guild,
She told me. They control all of Italy. But they will not have my canals. What in the world did that mean?
Yeah, that's...
I slipped back to Monsieur Fogg as the revelers opened another bottle of wine to appease their canal-sodden friend.
Right. What a day. Depart, right?
Yep.
We want to get the hell out of here.
Yes.
We're gonna go to Bucharest, right?
Yeah, but we need to first go to Vienna.
Budapest. Or Vienna.
Yeah, Vienna is the one that. Oh no, we go to
The Budapest, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Uncomfortable conditions and the open road. This seems a bothersome experience, but the Englishman's wardrobe should soften things a little.
Yeah, so we can do that.
16 minus 8, he's okay.
He's very okay.
By good fortune, we happened upon a tradesman who was setting off for Budapest in the early evening with a cartload of supplies. We hoped cheerfully aboard. Let's converse. Greetings, Monsieur Federico.
Yes, Passepartout. What is it?
Budapest or Budapest Bucharest?
No, Budapest.
Budapest.
The Artificers Guild is making an example of Budapest.
Orde.
Okay.
Dit kan niet. Ik zweer als je dit kan niet.
What about Bucharest dan maar, hè? Laten we maar Bucharest dan ook doen.
Let's do Bucharest, I guess. Apparently, Budapest is connected to Bucharest. Is that right? On the subject of trains, I've heard Urga is connected to Beijing by rail.
Okay. Ooh, English poetry for her. Let's do that.
English poetry.
Are you a fan of poetry? Thank you.
He likes it.
Kijk. Beijing.
Beijing.
Do tell me more about Beijing. Let me tell you, the fastest way to Beijing from here is to go via Omsk.
Omsk is in Russia.
Okay.
We can ask about Omsk. We can ask about Beijing.
Let's go.
Pyongyang.
Let's go
Ussuriski. Pangopas. Hong Kong. Omsk.
Yeah.
Do tell me more about Omsk.
I wouldn't be surprised if you can obtain candles scented of rose in Omsk. Extremely valuable in Urga.
Urga. I have no idea where Urga is.
Probably also Russia, I think.
Oh, you can ask about Urga, Ekaterinburg.
Yeah, let's ask him about Urga because we don't know.
What else do you know about Urga?
Let me tell you, some buyers will pay well for evening jackets from Urga. Ah, okay.
Where?
Some buyers will pay well. Er staat er dus niet bij waar.
From Urga.
Yeah. So in Urga you can buy jackets and someone else will pay a lot of money for it. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. Goodbye.
No, goodbye. But look at that. Beijing, Urga, Hong Kong.
We're just about to leave Venice.
Our journey was marked by strange noises from the back of the cart. But our driver did not wish to tell us what our cargo was.
Oh.
I was overcome by natural curiosity. Monsieur Fogg was thoroughly uninterested in the cargo. I am very curious.
I was overcome by natural curiosity. So his attempt to subterfuge only lasted as long as it took us to reach the first refueling point on the winding mountain road. I raced around the back and lifted the tarpaulin. Or there was a hatch in the cabin. I opened it and looked through.
Yeah, the last one.
There was a hatch in the cabin.
Yeah, the other one is very...
and looked through. Yeah, we don't want it to take off without us.
No, exactly.
There was a hatch in the cabin. I opened it and looked through, but I could see nothing in the darkness of the rear of the van. Except, perhaps, for small things on legs, moving, like golden crabs. Then the driver returned and I quickly whipped back round in my seat, none the wiser and twice as curious.
We arrived in Budapest by a spectacular road that curved down a vertiginous slope. Its beauty enthralled me. I will be truthful, my friends. The second one.
I will be truthful, my friends.
What is he going to tell?
I was asleep and did not wake until we were in the city and Monsieur Fogg was already climbing from the cab, eager to be moving on. This man is supplying the Artificers Guild with something, Fogg remarked as we disembarked. He has the Illy tattoo under his arm. Lily, whatever. He has the Lily tattoo under his arm. I did not ask how or when he had seen it, or I nodded in agreement.
I nodded.
Wow, you're nodding. Wow, Angelica.
First time I agree.
Wow, Angelica agrees with Monsieur Fogg. 7 days in, and 4,600 pounds richer.
Yeah, but the reason why is because we saw those weird spider metal thingies.
Yeah, well, this is all.
That's
steampunk. Is
that's
funny.
Yeah, so it's not normal cargo. Let's be fair. It was the only plausible explanation. I had not realized artificers shipped their goods around using private individuals. I suppose I had assumed they wired goods to each other through glass tubes or such like. But as always, the truth was more prosaic than any imagining.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
This guy. The cardinal mask should be quite valuable here.
Yeah,
well,
we know.
let's
That's what
do
we-
that first.
Yeah, let's.
Let's keep it because we're going to Bucharest.
Oh yeah.
And there we're gonna sell that. Ta 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 ta. This is all worth nothing. We can buy a vodka of interest to poor, sour and soldier types. The windscarf, part of the Dusty Road sets. Absinthe, worth 4,600 in Odessa. Odessa, that's like Finland or Denmark. That's a tad bit out of the way. Top hat, part of the gentleman traveler shirt. No, that is the English wardrobe.
Yeah.
And the magnetic compass, part of the heavy storm set.
Yeah, compass is very useful.
We want a compass. It's not fitting in our bag.
Yeah. And the windscarf.
The windscarf, part of the Dusty Road set. Well, it's... You tell me.
Absinthe.
Yeah, the absinthe.
Yeah.
It's worth quite a lot of money in Odessa.
So, yep.
And
That's
we can buy a vodka. The vodka is only 4.
Yeah, let's do
and
vodka too.
Let's... Yes, vodka.
Yeah, because then
Let's bring all the booze.
Oh, the top hat. Maybe it fits in the other bag. There.
Does it? Oh, it does. You have seen very well. Let's explore.
Oh, dat zal maar zo kunnen.
I took a few hours to explore, investigating the various options for how we might continue our journey.
Plan.
Let's plan to Bucharest, right?
Yep.
Because money awaits. Tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Let's go.
Tomorrow.
Ah,
We have to spend the night then.
again.
We are only on day 8, so... A dusty jacketed Englishman at our hotel recommended a restaurant called Clemens to Monsieur Fogg. The Megars make an excellent broth, he promised. Ominous words indeed. I had never really been for advice from a dusty jacketed fellow or broth.
The first one.
Advice from a dusty jacketed fellows. Nor, for that matter, Englishmen. On the subject of gustation, Monsieur Fogg was set on the matter, however. I concealed my trepidation.
I was forced to cause a minor accident with his dress.
I caused my trepidation. I could not argue, or I was forced to cause a minor accident with his dress.
Yeah, we want to travel. We don't want to
Oops, sorry, mate.
pack it up.
We have all the booze for it, right?
Yeah. Talk him over his shoulders and then burning a hole in his shirt with the hotel iron.
Nasty.
By the time the mess was sorted, we were far too late to try the place. And
We went to bed hungry. Or so instead, I scoured the streets.
I scoured the streets.
Of course you will. Scoured the streets. Eventually finding a local man grilling long, waxy sausages beneath the open bonnet of what we call the Bossack car. I like the sound of that. That's like hot dogs, man.
Yeah, I bought 2.
Hot dogs.
I bought 2.
I bought 2. I did not lick it.
I don't care about the rich guy.
Two for myself. Oh no.
Eating one and taking the other back to to fuck, only to have my master's nose rise 2 or 3 degrees upwards before he gallantly and stubbornly put himself to bed without eating any more sausages for me. Your funds have gone down a touch. Your character is now steadfast.
We are steadfast. All the sausage. Let's depart, shall we?
Yeah, we're going to Bucharest.
Bucharest, there we go. Oh dear. Higher extra space?
Yeah. Go. I don't give a damn about his arrogance. He feels he's too good for a sausage.
He's too good for anything, man.
Yeah.
He's only good for one thing, and that's winning his wager. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. We boarded the Orient Express once again at Budapest. If the rest of the journey could be conducted in such comfort. But I see dark indications in Monsieur Fox's eyes, but adventure does not wait.
But adventure does not wait.
Adventure doesn't
What he
wait.
thinks.
Our relationship with Fogg has improved slightly.
Huh?
Your character is now shabby. Hopefully today we will find something edible.
Oh, I don't care if you're starved.
I ate your hot dog, mate.
Yeah. I'm not hungry, you
Let's
are.
go first.
I retreated to the dining car to keep out of Monsieur Fox's way. It was empty, but for a mechanical soldier who stood to attention near the door. His uniform was chipped. He had an odd expression. He has an odd expression.
He had an odd expression.
Odd. Were he human, I would have sworn it was
A weariness or grief?
grief.
I was when it was grief. Emanating from those animal eyes.
But it must have been a trick of the paint, no?
No?
I leaned closer and waved my hand in greeting.
And I said bonjour.
I waved my hand in greeting.
I waved my hand in greeting.
The automaton repeated my motion silently. They are most curious devices.
Jules Verne, man.
Uh-huh. Hey, at least he's polite. He's more polite than the
He's
bitch.
an automata.
Yeah, I don't care, but he is polite in waving. And we arrived at Bucharest before noon. And without accident. Incident. But as we disembarked from the train, there was a loud commotion on the platform. A young man staggered across the concourse toward us, clutching something to his chest.
I stepped away neatly aside, or I reached out to him.
I'm gonna catch him.
I catch him.
And as his arms opened, he revealed a bloody shirt and hands covered in yet more blood.
Forgive me, I recoiled, or I caught him regardless.
I caught him regardless.
I caught him regardless.
Wounded. Regardless, and he slithered down against me, smearing his blood onto my shirt. He looked up at me with wild eyes. "Please," he murmured, "tell her they found me." And with that strange message, he pressed something in my hand and fell to the ground. A swarm of train guards massed over him, and he was lost from view.
I stayed until he was taken away, or we left as fast as we could.
We left as fast as we could because he gave us something that they were not allowed to.
Not wanting to become embroiled in what was most likely a
Political
political mess.
Only once I was outside the station did I open my palm to see what the man had given me. A small cube of black glass. I pocketed it,
Of course we do.
though I had no idea what it was. Monsieur Fogg tapped his cane on the ground impatiently. "Passepartout!" I heard to catch up with his stride. "Your character is now astute."
Astute? The hell is that? But we are in Bucharest. The carnival mask would earn us well here.
Yeah, that's why we went there.
Bam! $4,000, baby!
Yeah.
I got something else. Yeah.
Well,
A mysterious cube of black glass.
okay, driving goggles. Ah.
Driving goggles. Part of the Dusty Road sets. A driving cap. Part of the Open Road set.
Hey, we have this is the Dusty Road 2, right?
Dusty Road, yes.
Yeah, so the driving goggles are part of it.
A traveling coat. Cloak.
Hey, the Gentleman Traveler. We have that here.
Yeah. This will take a lot of space, eh? Just saying.
Yeah, so we just take the driving goggles then.
The driving goggles.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's the driving cap? What's that about?
Part of the Open Road set.
What's that for?
The heavy storm.
So maybe just lose the top hat is not sell for 30 year lead. Nah. Let's just keep it this way.
So we can take this for free. Because it's 0 and this is 2.
Oh, let's take the dominoes.
Okay.
Because it's free.
The dominoes.
Hey, in real life we're Dutch. We like free stuff.
Well, that is quite true.
Yeah.
Should protect us from dust and fumes and help us negotiate times of dirt roads and journeys.
Yeah, I knew. That's why we did it. Oh, we need to take the hotel probably because it says plan. Oh. Odessa, right?
It is Odessa.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was over here somewhere.
No.
Oh, that's very convenient.
They said.
It arrives in 3 days, though.
I suspect
we
this.
can negotiate this.
Okay, negotiate. It seems
For
that
2,000 tomorrow, or for 580 in 2 days.
we're gonna do 2,000 tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We have money enough.
We're going tomorrow.
We're gonna make 4,000 if we get there.
Perfect.
So let's
Spend the
sleep
night.
one night.
And get the hell out of Bucharest.
Yep.
Monsieur Vogt informed me that Bucharest was known rather widely as Little Paris. He was most certainly trying to vex me with his comparison or make me feel at home.
I think he was trying to make me feel at home.
Feel at home. Though my Frenchman's pride bristled a little at that on the comparison.
I took an evening stroll from the hotel through the main boulevard of Bucharest. Podul Mogo.
Sai.
Yeah.
It was paved in small cobblestones, or I paid to no heed.
No heat.
I paid it to no heed.
No.
Whatever that means.
You don't give it even the most assiduous chronicler must have his moments of silent introspection. At the furthest point of my walk, I passed a lamp, cunningly fashioned in the shape of a lily. This was the output of the Artificers Guild here in Bucharest.
I tried the door, or I left it well alone. I'm gonna chill it down here a bit. see if that helps, but it is too hot in here.
Yes, it is. Well, let's do the door. I want to know what's in it. What they are doing, what they are planning.
I tried the door,
Yes.
but it was locked,
Ah! Screw them.
and the lights inside were dimmed.
Strange, the hour was not so late, I thought. Relations with fog have improved. How does that dude know what I'm doing?
Explore or depart? Oh,
Depart.
we have paid quite a.
Yeah, so we depart. Yes.
Listenberg. The partial English wardrobe will help.
Ah, let's go.
Cold weather.
Free tree.
A freight train.
Bucharest was on the main line of the Orient Express, but its station saw numerous other services go in and out. So many so that I could not work out which one went to Odessa. But with a little standing around and tipping my head. Yeah, first one.
I chose.
We're not
it
gonna
random.
do random because we don't know where we'll end if we do that, so.
But with a little standing around and tipping my hat, I made the acquaintance of the station master, an old goat whose accent was almost incomprehensible thick. He was easily bribed. He was partial to tipple. Luckily, our railway timetable covered these departures, or I got nothing from him.
The third one.
He was easily bribed. Yeah, sure. We spent enough money
No,
already.
The third one. I
Yeah,
said
£50.
I said
And
the
was
third,
more than happy to let me see the
third
schedule.
one I said.
Oh, that is the first.
Yeah, the
The
first.
first. The
First.
first. First. Sorry. I thought you said first.
No, that's first.
First.
First. But I said third.
First. First.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard first. Anyway, your phones have gone down somewhat. Your character is now organized.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. Let's converse, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes. Greetings, monsieur.
Drags. he's putting on a dress later on, you know, for entertainment.
Come in, monsieur Drags, if you must speak to me.
I want to know about Moscow.
Moscow. On the subject of trains, I've heard my mother always wanted to travel aboard the Beijing Express from Hong Kong to Beijing.
Vodka!
We can feed him vodka.
Yeah, vodka! Shut up.
We already bribed the dude and we're giving him vodka.
What a
Oh,
marvelous idea!
what a marvelous idea.
Hey,
Now what?
Moscow.
Moscow. Moscow is a place full of suspicion and unrest. Ooh, we have a lot of options here. Vladivostok, Ussurisk, Karimskia, Irkutsk, Omsk, Ekaterinburg, Astrakhan, Tsartsin, and
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
Hey, of course we want to go there.
St. Petersburg, of course.
I hear that many peasants have migrated St. Petersburg for factory jobs of late.
Have they?
Have they? Yeah.
Now what? He'll talk all night now.
Minsk.
Minsk. Hardly seems important.
Okay. Warsaw?
Warsaw? I wouldn't believe it. Is it possible to travel from Minsk to Moscow? I wouldn't believe it.
Bombay!
Bombay.
Let's just say that
Is there a route from Minsk to Bombay? Let's just say that some buyers will pay well for top hats from Bombay.
Okay.
A good day and have a nice drunk. We gotta go to Tsarmin or this way.
Yeah, I know.
The journey in the luggage was uncomfortable. Wind whistled through the slatted walls, filling the compartment with its constant scream. Monsieur Fogg seemed untroubled. I found it hard to sleep.
I found it hard to sleep.
Though of where we headed made me shiver worse than the cold. Odessa is a city positioned on the back toe of the Russian bear.
We woke to find we had still not yet arrived. Low hills rolled past, and the trees outside the window changed to thick pine forest, clambering up and down over rocky slopes, which the train itself blasted straight through. We passed a border post marking the edge of Russian land, but still we rolled on.
We rolled on.
Rolling.
Yeah, well, it's a freight train, no?
Yeah.
Some of our possessions could be sold here. Shall we?
Yes.
Uh,
No. Yes.
yes.
Here you go.
It's very nice. It's very nice. That coat is worth something as well. Neck cushion, part of the frequent flyer, safety harness, part of the heavy storm, fur-lined boots, part of the cold climate set,
I would go for the cold climate.
and part of the gentleman's wardrobe set, Russian gentleman's wardrobe set.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want the boots?
Yes.
It's the only thing we can take then, huh? Or
Yeah,
we
that's
have
good.
to
That's enough.
buy another case.
We just need something for the cold.
have a shit ton of money. Let's explore, shall we?
Yeah.
To Istanbul. We arrived in Odessa in the company of a cold spell and shivered our way through the wide streets. The city could almost be Mediterranean if it were not for the signs of Russian dominance, or if it were not for the wind.
For the wind.
If it were not for the wind.
That blows off the Black Sea and seems to fill your bones with ice water.
Yes.
We explored a little, climbing to the top of an enormous staircase, on which we found several locals sitting and talking and sipping from shared carafes clear liquid that I do not believe was water. The mood was pensive.
We left them to their glum celebration, or we approached the group.
We just leave them.
We leave them to their glum celebration.
There was something unsettling about them, an air of suppressed violence, I fancied. I feel that the cold in this place truly does enter the bones of its people. Your character is now again steadfast.
We are steadfast again.
Yes.
Let's plan, shall we?
Yes.
I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this. Where do we want to go?
We're going up and then that way.
Yeah.
We need to. See?
That is to Vladivostok.
Yes, but we need to go
Yep.
up there.
Or maybe explore a bit more. Oops, that wasn't. It's not what I intended. We are in Odessa. There we are. So we'll go here to Moscow
Yeah.
in 3 days, which could be negotiated.
Yeah, negotiate.
2100 tomorrow or 580 in 2 days.
No, we need to go. Because we need to do this in 80 days.
No, we're on day 11. We're almost in Moscow. We're almost a quarter way there. But hey, it's your call.
We have 14,000 pounds.
Yeah.
We can... Yeah.
Whatever you want. Tomorrow?
Yes.
We want tomorrow. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll have to spend the night though.
Yes. Let's go.
As night fell, I attended to Monsieur Fogg. I helped the kitchen staff to clean.
I engaged
another guest in conversation to find out what I could, but obtained nothing but advice of starching labels.
Okay.
Right.
It's bad.
I'm in roaring hell. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. See? The boots.
Very nice, very nice. Monsieur will be pleased. We boarded a freight train again.
Yeah.
After reaching a quick accord with its driver, and he threw shut the heavy metal doors. The train juddered away down the track. We were in Russia. Wait, converse, fog.
We're gonna converse.
Converse.
We need more info.
Oh, yeah, it's another woman.
Mademoiselle, can I help you? I am the guard on this train. Okay. Vladivostok.
Vladivostok?
Yeah, let's do Vladivostok.
Vladivostok. Moscow, Vladivostok. That's a long way, by the way. According to my timetable, Moscow is connected to Vladivostok.
Okay, and from there to...
Vladivostok is the home of the Russian
Yokohama.
Pacific Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Yokohama, well, that would be the logical choice from Vladivostok. Is it possible to travel from Vladivostok to Yokohama? Absolutely. There is a regular Korean trader service from Vladivostok to Yokohama, but it's slow going.
Canton?
I have to go. Goodbye.
Hey.
Well, you can go to Yokohama from Vladivostok, so that's what she said. We passed the time sipping a vodka, in quiet contemplation or in conversation.
Conversation.
In conversation. Let's start with the dude. Which in effect meant that I asked questions only to receive few or no answers from my master. Why were we here? Where were we going? Were we on the run? Why 80 days and why not 75 or 93? If there were answers, Monsieur Fogg acted as though I should already known them, or I was not telling. I was not worth telling them to.
The last one. He's that arrogant.
He is that arrogant. I was not worth telling them to, and it made me bristle. Relations with Fogg have deteriorated.
Weird, right?
Yeah, this is. He hates our guts, man.
I don't give a damn.
Wait, converse. The train rolled on through endless pine forest, passing only the occasional structure, a farmstead here, a water tower, an airship dock. There was so much space that it hurt my eyes to look.
Yeah, he's really from Paris.
Yes, isn't he? Let's converse. I'm at your service, Monsieur Fogg. Passepartout. English poetry, tobacco, wool trousers, money, Moscow.
Moscow!
Moscow. I prefer the Kremlin to Saint Basil onions domes, okay?
Tsaritsyn.
Tsaritsyn, that's where I thought we should have gone.
You might be interested that some buys will pay well for evening jackets from... Yeah.
Okay.
Ekaterinburg.
Ekaterinburg. What do you know about Ekaterinburg? I know that merchants in Lahore will pay fantastic amounts for emeralds from Ekaterinburg. Very good. Man, it's like 35 degrees here, man.
Hmm.
The train rolled into the Russian borderlands, and I took the opportunity to sleep a little longer, or I sat by the window watching the lines of wooden houses flicker by.
Yeah, we're gonna watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's watch the wooden houses flicker by.
I saw women wrapped in headscarves and blankets making their way along the streets, and men wobbling by on weary two-wheeled contraptions, calling out greetings and occasionally crashing into one another. Moscow would be a busy place, I knew, and
An oppressive one from where we could only get yet further into Russia.
an oppressive one.
An oppressive one.
It was not the capital of the Tsarist Empire, true, but it was one of its central hubs and most prized jewels.
There seems to be no departures today. We should explore.
Yes, we're gonna do that.
Or we're going to market first.
Yeah, first market.
Ooh, oil planes. Valuable in Baku.
Okay.
There's Formule 1 dit weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the engineer set, Monkey Wrench, Windscar 4, 24, 10, 32, 0, 78, 4, 3, 1, 5, 3, 64, 24, 18, 3. Okay, what do you want to do?
Let's get the oil paints.
Oil paints, valuable in Baku.
Yeah.
Another suitcase?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take the monkey wrench too then, shall we?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, since we're here anyways. Of course, we have to spend the night.
Moscow was not a comfortable city for a Frenchman. A local composer had just written a piece people were calling the 1812 Overture, commemorating the Russian victory over Napoleon's invading Grande
Oh, of course.
army in that fateful year. Patriotic passions were fever pitch.
But I did not let that stop me, so I stayed very sensibly indoors.
The second one.
I stayed very sensibly indoors. Alas, my friend, my solitude was quickly interrupted by an officious rap on the door. Two men in clothes so plain that they were most certainly police officers invited themselves in. The new Tsar was a paranoid sort, or I heard of the Okhrana.
Yeah. The second one.
I had heard of the Okhrana.
The newly formed secret police, which investigated revolutionaries and malcontents. My luck, it seemed, had deserted me, so I resolved to
Make my own or escape out the back door.
make my own.
So I resolved to make my own.
They asked me my name
And purpose.
and I
Lied audaciously and widely or answered differently?
differently. The secret police in Russia you don't want to lie to. Keeping to the truth and not raising my eyes from the floor. They seemed skeptical about our journey, which I protested, and I could not blame them. I could not blame them.
They seemed skeptical about our journey. I could not blame them. Anyone with a half brain in his head would wonder at our breakneck journey around the world. At length they nodded. One removed a curious monocle and placed it into his pocket. It seems you are truthful, crazy but truthful. Why you traveled through Russia and do not understand. We do not understand. Perhaps you are heading for Vladivostok?
We have considered it.
We have considered it. Vladivostok is closed to all but military personnel. If you are thinking of going that way, choose again. They proceeded to rummage through our cases, tossing our possessions in all directions, but evidently finding nothing of interest. Do not stay in Moscow too long. Russian air does not suit Frenchmen. I took their warning to heart and quite looked forward to departing the Tsarist capital.
Yes.
Your character is now astute.
Ik denk 82. Iets van 82 betekent of zo.
Astute.
Let's depart.
Yeah, let's explore. The Vladivostok is here.
Yeah. Problem is, this is the only way we can go.
Oh, well, we can go here to Tsarinsk.
That is.
Askertan.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Arrives tomorrow.
Yes. Borg.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only, he's only gonna lose 4. So the fur boots were a good idea for me. Yes.
They are. Well, we are in Russia. It should be cold there, right?
Yeah. We took a freight train towards Tsaritsyn. Through the line was nominally a spur of the majestic Trans-Siberian. The track was of much older construction and
Hardly luxurious or not designed for passengers.
not designed for passengers.
It was not designed for passengers.
It was quite an imposition for Monsieur Fogg, a fact which
I attempted to temper, or I rather relished.
the second one. I actually
Which I rather relished. Truth be told, my master was used to being shielded from the harsh realities of daily life. But there was a little that could be done to shield Monsieur Fogg from the rickety swaying carriage and whistling draught. Relations with Fogg have deteriorated slightly.
Yeah, because we don't think we need to protect him.
He doesn't want us and we don't want him. Wait, converse or Fogg?
Converse.
Converse. Greetings, Monsieur Ravinov.
I am the quartermaster here. You are most strange luggage.
Ja, dat is...
Wij willen een andere route weten, namelijk.
Lekker te murk. Oh, we are going there, aren't we?
Yeah, but we don't want to be in Russia anymore, so Calgary?
Calgary? That's Canada, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Calgary is...
Let's just...
You've mentioned trains. I've been told one can travel aboard the Canadian Pacific Railway from Western to Calgary.
Yeah.
Calgary. What can you tell me about Calgary? I find your accent confusing.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Is it possible to go from Calgary to Salt Lake City? Did you know buyers in Albuquerque will pay very well indeed for magnifying glasses from Salt Lake City?
Vodka.
This is vodka, sir. Don't mind if I do.
See? Wil die nog meer?
Let's keep him talking, man. We have a long ride to go anyway.
We want more from Calgary.
Calgary has an airship, dog.
Surprisingly though, see? Winnipeg.
Calgary, Winnipeg. I'm told that Calgary is connected to Winnipeg? No idea, but now, they say Winnipeg is home to the oldest woman in the world. But there's no one who can verify her claim.
Toronto.
Winnipeg, Toronto. Is there a route from Winnipeg to Toronto? No idea, but I know some buyers will pay well for oil paints from Toronto.
Regina?
Regina. Is there a route from Winnipeg to Regina? No idea, but I do know some buyers will pay well for oil paints from Regina.
English poetry.
English poetry. Thank you.
Oh, daar kunnen we weer verder praten. Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah, we're just gonna try and find Canada. More routes in Canada. See? Here! Ha!
They still the best whiskey in all Canada in Toronto. Oh, still, it's brewing.
Let's go to New York.
New York.
No idea, but now they're building that thing out on the island there. Okay, Washington. Hey. We found a lot of info now.
We got quite a lot of info, didn't we?
Yes.
Goodbye.
See? Bam, bam, bam. By the end of the day, Monsieur Fogg was feeling almost sorry for himself. I could take Monsieur Fogg's difficulties no more. Let's do the first one. He feels so sorry for himself. Or perhaps slightly motion sick from his insistent study of the newspaper. That's also a possibility.
It's a rather boring man, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
From Tsaritsyn to Astrakhan.
On the border of the Caspian Sea was a short distance, but the train managed to make a great deal of work out of it, hoofing its way along banks of the Volga. I found a train guard to ask about our destination. I asked the bartender about journeys from Astrakhan. The first one. We want to know more.
I found a train guard to ask about our destination, but he shrugged. Filled with all sorts of people, he declared, his expression turning sour.
Not
truly Russian at all.
Okay.
We arrived in the mid-afternoon and went to explore this new town. So I guess we'll do that then. Or we go to the market first. Oil paints would trade well here.
Yeah.
Market. It's okay. Whatever you say.
Hey.
Southern Hemisphere.
Yep.
That's a lot of routes we are getting.
Yeah, we should sell some clothes.
Sell some clothes.
Yes, I think we should sell this.
The English wardrobe.
Yes.
That one.
Yes, that one.
And the wool trousers. And we had socks too, right?
The shirt we had, but apparently it's lost. Oh no, it's a bloody. He lost it because his shirt got bloody.
Oh.
And he got that in return. True.
Okay.
But now we can take Port of the Russian Gentleman or the Tartan. Let's take that one. The first
Yeah,
one.
then we'll move this over here.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And we can move the
This.
coat
Yes.
over here, which said, by the way, part of the Russian gentleman's wardrobe set. But it might come in handy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we have room for a railway cap. Or valuable in Kabul, Merev and Herat.
No, let's do the railway cap.
Let's take the rail. I have a good feeling we are
Going
gonna
to-
see more trains.
Yes, we are.
Here, Colombo. Look at that. That is a long route. Yeah, Indonesia. Those are long routes as well. Holy cow. Whoa. That is a quarter way around the world to Pitcairn, Ireland. Oh, that is the middle of nowhere, by the way. Oh, that was nice. Now what?
Plan. Let's see what
Let's
we
get
got now.
the hell out of here.
Let's first get a little bit out. Yes.
Well, we can only go forward or backwards. To Omsk,
Yeah, we do.
Irkutsk. Or we could explore more.
Let's explore first, because we don't want to get into the military stuff of Russia.
Okay, I'll stay the night. The city of Astrakhan sits on its tiptoe of the Russian Bear, while the Volga river empties into the Caspian Sea. I found the people to be most friendly, or I went to investigate the
I
river.
found the people are most friendly. Maybe you can get something from them. Was a charming Bangladeshi master suggested the boat to Tehran, and went on to remark that the rumors of violence around Chittagong were growing worse by the day. I thanked him.
I thanked the man and returned to our lodgings. Now we're gonna explore, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Baku. We had something. The oil paintings were very expensive there.
Yes.
I spent a few hours in exploration, learning ways in which we might travel onwards. Can we still buy that shit? Nope. Oh, but you still have the oil paintings. Okay, well then, I
Plan.
suggest we go to Baku.
Yes.
Yes, across the Caspian Sea. Of course, it departs in 3
As
days.
always.
Negotiate?
Yeah, how much is it?
The fur coat from Russian gentleman's wardrobe sets should spur them on.
Yeah, continue. Oh, 500. Oh,
Sure.
tomorrow at 8, so let's sleep and go tomorrow.
Oops.
No, wrong one.
Yeah, that happens.
Just do the
It
X.
happens. It happens with this game. We are here. Well then. Before retiring, I intended Monsieur Fogg, or I engaged another guest in conversation.
No, let's just go to Monsieur Fogg for now.
Oh, you're feeling sorry for the man. Let's attend him.
Kinda. I've been really messed up against him.
Before retiring, I attended to Monsieur Fogg.
Ensuring he was comfortable, with the hopes he would have a comfortable night. So,
The relations with Fogg have improved slightly. He's roaring with health, and then we go to Baku, right?
yeah.
That's today's Azerbaijan. Oh, let's see how this goes. 2 bags. Higher extra space.
Yes.
Go. Oh no, we must sell luggage if we want to go there.
Well, we're not going back to Europe, so let's do that again. Wait. Let's then do the oil paints there.
Yeah.
The top hat can go. And
The monkey wrench can go.
yes, but we do need
We
that
want
one.
the cube.
Yes. Russian can also go because we're not going back to Russia.
If you say so.
Yes. Ooh.
This has to go as well.
Yeah. Well, then we go.
We're too late.
Oh my god! Really. Can we explore or something? Let's see if we can explore.
We can't.
Really? Then let's just...
We are going to Baku.
Yeah.
We took a room and settled in. I attended Monsieur Fogg, I helped the kitchen staff to clean, I spent a while talking to the hotelier.
Yeah, the kitchen staff.
I helped the kitchen staff to clean, earning £114, as well as discovering from him that there is neither bank nor market in Krasnodovsk. Most intriguing, your funds have gone up by a fair amount. Well, that makes up for a loss there.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to Baku.
Let's just go.
Embark.
Go.
Go. What the hell?
I don't know.
Forlini.
Hydrofoil across the Caspian Sea was a small affair run by one Alexander Zedlov, a keener and more enthusiastic amateur sailor than I have ever encountered.
This is your ship? You are very experienced.
This is your ship?
This is the ship?
This is your ship? I asked as we boarded and stowed the luggage away. He patted the side rail on the craft, which
Wobbled.
wobbled. An ex-military vessel my cousin acquired, he replied proudly. I used to be a clerk, but the lure of the waves took me by the throat and never let go.
He demonstrated, or he lunged me.
For me.
He lunged for me as he spoke.
Okay, the second one.
He lunged for me as he spoke,
Yes.
and had to step deftly aside before he throttled me.
Now, this is all I do. Never set foot on dry land. Sea legs are my only legs.
I looked at his legs.
Yes.
I looked at his eyes.
I looked at his legs.
I looked at his legs, but saw nothing unusual about them.
And then he threw the switch on the engine and we were hurled across the water. Literally hurled, as though standing aboard a spinning discus as it leaves the athlete's hands.
So, there you go. Converse?
Yeah, of course.
Greetings, Captain Sedlov. Hold on tight now.
Baku Terran.
Baku Terran.
Speaking of boats, I understand Port-au-Prince is connected to Port Royal.
Thank you
Aye,
very
Port
much.
Royal.
Port Royal. The British hang airship pirates in Port Royal.
Seasickness pills.
Oh, thank you. Let's
More
ask
about Port Royal.
Also, some buyers will pay well for fur coats from Port Royal.
Acapulco.
Acapulco.
Hey. I
Oh.
wish I knew. But some buyers will pay well for magnetic compasses from Acapulco.
Didn't we just sell that?
Hey, the Dakar.
Dakar? Hello.
I wish I knew, but some buyers will pay well for tobacco from Dakar. English poetry.
You are too kind.
Tehran?
I think that's today's Tehran.
Baghdad.
Also, did you know you can obtain hand-woven rugs in Tehran that will sell for a fortune in Kabul?
Do we have Kabul here? Oh, Kabul here.
Kabul?
Yes. Also, some buyers will pay. Yeah.
Okay.
Baghdad.
Kabul to Baghdad. No idea, but now. Baghdad is on the border of the Ottoman Empire and their Persian allies. Goodbye. Port-au-Prince to Dakar. The hydrofoil's wild motion did not slow. Is it meant to rotate this way?
I put my trust in
I
Monsieur
put my
Sedlov.
trust in Monsieur Sedlov.
Yes, we
That's
trust him.
the best I could. Following Monsieur Fox's placid example.
And we waited
Move,
out
move.
a most grueling day. It's the suspension, Sedlov admitted finally. I think it's a little loose.
It's not really too fast, is it?
By the second day, the broken suspension was all I could think about. None of us had enjoyed any sleep, and while Alexander kept his spirits alive with vodka-laced coffee, myself and Monsieur Fogg were out our wits' end.
I tried to sleep.
I tried to take control of the vessel.
I tried to take control of the vessel, but Sadler fought me for the controls.
I backed off.
I backed off.
He brushed himself down. Good thing too, my friends, he declared. She's very difficult craft to pilot. After several hours we came with sight of Baku and we raised a ragged cheer. As though we had survived the shipwreck, we put into land and all but ran for our lives.
Never again!
Denk ik ook niet.
Some of our possessions could be sold handsomely here.
Nee.
Well, that's not very handsome. 74. Oh, the oil paintings, right.
Sold.
And I want to vote to get the Russian timetable back, but it's your call.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do the Russian back. Time.
Let's go. We're going south, aren't we? Or southeast.
Yes.
Good gracious, this is rather more exhausting than I anticipated. See, when you get rid of the timetables, you lose the routes as well.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't remember them. We are in Baku. Let's explore.
Yes, we explore.
We might want to go that way. Baku is a city founded upon oil. In the shadow of the Romana Tower, we watched a line of peasants operating a hand pump, extracting oil seemingly from the ground itself. I half expected them to drink it. They seemed poor, and yet each held gold in their hands, black gold in their hands.
The second one.
Black gold. Though I could not believe all of these peasants had someone to sell their oil to. Indeed, there could be no logical market at all.
Local.
I asked a passerby why they queued, or I went to fill a container myself.
Yeah, the second one, of course.
I went to fill a container myself, but was roughly pushed aside. Foreigners buy oil, they don't steal it, I was told. Most sternly. It belongs to us. I apologized. Who owns this land?
I apologize.
I apologized. Explaining it had seemed as free as the river water or the air. The woman to whom I spoke spat at the ground. You Europeans, you make free with everything. As I walked away from the oil well, I felt curiously sticky. And later that evening I found a dark, shimmering tear in the corner of my eye. Oil spreads everywhere in Baku.
Okay, plan. We can go to Tehran, but we need to go to Tehran because we need to go further that way, or we need to go over Russia. I'm not really keen over Russia, but yeah.
You can go to Kabul too. The Kravnavosk arrives tomorrow, arrives Tuesday. Well, let's go this way.
Before 5 p.m.
Tomorrow before 5 p.m.
Now let's sleep.
Caspian Ferry.
Sleep and then go. Yes, we need sleep.
Nom, 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 nom. With the last of the evening, I afforded my master every service. I went to explore a little. And managed to have my pocket picked to the tune of £25.
Oh, really?
Yes. We're out of here.
Go. By contrast to Settler's hydrofoil, the cross-Caspian furry was like a plush cushioned carriage surrounded by all modern
Conveniences.
We stayed below deck or we stood on the rail? We stayed below deck. I think we had enough wind in our hair from the other journey.
Learning what we could of Krasnodovsk, it seemed it was primarily a military base.
That's probably correct.
What is your wish, master? Passepartout, there you are.
Domino's.
That would be most entertaining.
Tobacco.
I miss my pipe, Passepartout.
English poetry.
English poetry. A reminder of my school days.
Very good.
Very good.
We made him happy.
Yeah, yes, gone up a bit. Towards the end of the day, we puffed into sight of the fort of Krasnovodsk, and as if to welcome us, a gun crackled a shell across the water. Well,
Really?
then
I told you military stuff is not good.
there seems to be no parts where we should explore a little.
Just explore. We want to know more. It was a military fort and little else. A few Turkmen, peasants, lived in its shadow in the manner of medieval serfs, but they were largely ignored by the occupying Russian forces. We strolled up to the gate of the fort and asked to be allowed in. We explored the huts.
We explored the huts around the fort and along the edge of the lake, and found the people to be suspicious of foreigners and wary of generosity. Clearly, ever since the arrival of the 1st Battalion of soldiers 3 years before, they had been expecting the worst. The only point of real interest for us was the train station, where a military train shipped Tsarist soldiers further east into Afghanistan. The whole line had been built to infuriate the Persian Empire, or I did not like our chances finding a berth. I think there's no hotel here.
The first one.
There might.
See? The whole line had been built to infuriate the Persian empires, whose borders were not far, and the British too, who watched their northern frontier jealously. I was not a little worried about our welcome and attempted to find an alternative transport, but trusted to sheer bloody mindedness. Attempted to find alternative transport, the first one, but came up with nothing apart from one goatherd who offered me a cart ride to another village a few miles down the coast. I did not seem a much better option, sorry. So I thanked him and left him to his goats. We would have no choice but to walk up to the station the next morning and try our luck.
Oh, there is a hotel.
Yes.
So we can only go to Merv.
Yes.
Tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, so we have to sleep. So let's sleep. It's the only way. Spending a night in Krasnovodsk, we encountered a pleasant Russian soldier who spoke a little English and a little French. I am going home for the weekends, he declared. It is marvelous, is it not? Where are you going?
I wish you well.
No.
I nodded and moved on.
We want to know where he's going.
Where?
We need more routes. There is an airship transport going north to Katerinburg.
That's where we came from.
I will be aboard. It is almost full. I had to beg for my seat.
Is there room for 2 more?
Nee,
Ekaterinburg is in Siberia? Fly well. Siberia?
On the borders, the man agreed. The air is cold, but the people are warm. Is there room for 2 more? Perhaps, he said
Consideringly.
and point out the airship field from which the transport would be leaving. Come and find out. With that, he patted me on the shoulder before rushing away. Yes.
That's a long way.
Yes, but the other one is not really...
Where do you want to go? Want you go to Murph into Afghanistan or want you to go back to Russia? We did sell the coal, didn't we?
Let's go down. I'm not too...
We still have forgot.
And the boots, so we can go up.
Oh, we still have the boots.
Do you want to risk the military?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I think it's illogical to go back.
So we're going down. We're going Murph.
Let's go to Afghanistan.
Let's go.
Where my luggage?
Yes. Let's go.
It doesn't make any sense to go back up.
Yeah, I know. We must consider our approach, Monsieur Fogg declared. As we approached the station, it is imperative these men understand the importance of our mission. We must appeal to their honor, we must threaten them with authority. Pray, Monsieur, what is the importance of our mission? The first one.
We must appeal to their honor.
Yeah, Russians are very...
Monsieur Fogg noted quite so. And that was
the
to extent of our planning. He strode forward.
I followed quickly.
I followed quickly. In time to overhear Monsieur Fogg talking to the guard. You may be surprised by the presence of an Englishman in the Russian military fort, he was saying. Therefore you must assume we are here on the highest authority and extremely urgent business. But I have no papers, so you must also assume that our purpose is somewhat secret. Therefore I rely on you to rely on my honor. He nodded and stepped back. The guard looked at him blankly. Open the gate for the commandant, or I cried, or I waited nervously, all too aware of the guard's pistol.
The first one.
Open the gate for the commandant, I cried.
Can you not see he is undercover? The guards grinned slyly. On you go. He saluted and we boarded the train. Monsieur Fogg nodding to me with satisfaction.
Relations have improved. Let's converse.
Yes, of course. We want to know more.
Greetings, private.
Yes,
civilian.
Murph.
Murph, talk to us, man.
I'm not sure why anyone would be interested in Murph.
Ja, me neither.
Ik wil graag naar Kabul. Ik wil naar beneden. Ik wil gewoon verder.
That sounds unlikely.
Madras?
Yeah. You talk a lot, don't you? Goodbye.
Oh, calm.
I'm sure there is another way out there. We sat in a compartment with Russian soldiers on either side of us, bolt upright, polishing their guns. I have rarely felt so out of place. It was quite I was quite content.
Ja, ik ben wel content.
We are content.
I understand, working man. But Monsieur Fogg seemed most disgruntled by the lack of space in which to open his newspaper.
Oh my god, this dude.
Yes.
Seriously.
Wil je voor mij ook een blikje drinken meenemen?
Ja. Even kijken wat meer frisse lucht hier kan krijgen. Vrij windstil. Ja.
Nou,
Oh ja, hij is niet blij. How long is this journey?
what do we know of our destination?
What do we know of our destination?
Datum 9 van ik wil praten.
Huh?
Was het hoor. Murph is in station post on the border of the Afghan territory, he replied. However, there's a rumor that line does no go to Murph at all.
And where on earth have you heard a rumor? A rumor. Is it wise to discuss such a rumor here? To where?
To where?
To Herat, Monsieur Fogg replied. From there we may travel to Kabul. Deteriorate.
Ik vond het niet zo leuk dat we dat zo gingen bespreken.
Hey, but we are not going to Murph. We are going to Herat.
Ah, mooi!
Converse? Oh. He is not happy.
On the second day, the soldiers warmed to us quite suddenly, as though they had received a telegram instructing them to do so. I spoke to one about the routes ahead. I asked one if we were indeed going to Herat, the second one.
Herat.
The line was extended last year to allow us to move troops, so we are now moving. Will you invade? Have you been to Herat before? The second one. Let's not get on the bad side. The man shook his head. I am from Siberia, he said. This all seems very hot and sticky to me. Another piped up. But wait till you see our cargo. I was intrigued. So followed him. Out of the third class car and into a gutted van, in which a heap of metal parts had been carelessly flung.
What is it? I examined more closely.
I examined more closely.
I examined more closely. It was some kind of a walking apparatus. It's a walker, the soldier. One Private Khrushchev
Was
saying, when we march, we will stomp.
will we stomp?
Will we stomp? Most impressive.
Yes.
This is a machine for walking long distance.
No, most impressive.
Most impressive.
Indeed so. These machines can walk enormous strides over any terrain. Perhaps then we could hire one? Hey. Gewoon proberen. The man smiled. We have a small group going on a long march. For the right price you could join us. No one can see who's riding those things too clearly. And where are you marching to?
What is the price? Perhaps we will join.
No, the first one. We want to know where they're going.
And where you're going to? That is military information, he replied. I protested.
I protested.
I protested.
Cannot agree to go with you if we do not know where we are going. He thought a moment. Very well, we march across Afghanistan and on to Voltaire. I blinked in surprise. That is thousands of miles. Surely you will be noticed. This is an invasion. The first one. That is thousands of miles. 1,700, he replied. We will take 6 days, I think. I shook my head at the audacity of the idea. We will be leaving from the barracks near the station, my friend told me. Be there if you so choose. The price is 1,000. No more, no less.
No more, no less.
We arrived into Herat station a few hours later and disembarked, waving farewell to our cheerful Russian comrades.
Okay, we made comrade. It's a new route.
Look at that.
It's a long route.
We are going there.
And they're military.
Yes, yeah, but not the military like the other one.
The fur-lined boots could be quite valuable here.
Okay, mark it.
220.
Yeah, we don't need it anymore. We're not into cold anymore. We need cowboy boots.
American wardrobe.
Yeah, we need.
Tobacco. Field glasses. Stetson hat. American pocket altimeter. Geometry equipment.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah?
Yes. Okay, then sell the fur coat. Cowboy boots. And the Stetson hat.
Part of the American wardrobe sets.
Yes. And maybe field glasses. Yeah.
They're both part of the air traveler set.
Yeah, and that one is?
Heavy storm.
That one.
This can go
Yes.
go here.
We
and
need
this
to
can
move
go
forward.
there, and we can take to the back way if we want to.
We could. Yeah. I don't. The dominoes can go. I mean, we already.
We already have a.
Oh, then do the tobaccos.
We have a spot left. So.
Let's do that. And let's go with the military.
To Voltaire. That's
Alright,
that's
one.
3 days, or
Departs tomorrow. But let's do that. But first, let's explore. Before it's too late to explore.
where are we? Herat here, hè?
Yes.
Explore.
Yes.
I had the good fortune to encounter the toy maker of Herat, one of the most famous artificers in the world. His shop was early and bright. I looked at the man himself.
I looked at the shop.
The man?
The
The
shop.
shop.
Miniature copper gyrocopters and clicking models of the solar system. His shelves were laden with dolls with fine copper wire hair and tiny wind-up gazelles and joined little Sufi mystics which sang as they twirled. The toy maker smiled as my eyes widened in wonder.
Greetings, toy maker. You make only toys? You put a lot of care into unnecessary things.
Let's keep him as a friend, so greetings, toy maker.
Greetings, key maker, toys maker.
Welcome, I think you are new to Herat. What makes you say that? Indeed, I am on a journey around the world. Let's do the second one.
We are all.
He's an
okay.
inventor, he likes it. His hand closed into a fist. What for? What for? For the adventure. We're not gonna say that's a wager or a master. It's for the adventure. I told him. I once traveled the world, he said softly.
Oh,
But now I cannot leave the borders of Persia, or I would be arrested. By whom? Hey, we want to know by whom.
by whom? The Artificers Guild.
His voice turned bitter, and he smiled at my surprise. I once broke faith with them, he said. I made destructive weapons of war to defend my Durrani masters against the British Army's invasion in the Kush. Now, as you see, I make toys.
So he's not a toy maker after all.
His manner was so open and direct that I
Wondered if he still plied his trade, watched his eyes and saw a deep regret, and I shuddered.
No, the first one.
I wondered if he still plied his trade.
One of the back rooms while children pawed at his creation in the shop. We're all pawns of the players of the great game, he remarked. We can win, but only if we remove ourselves from the board.
So you have given up artificing, or I am no one's pawn, or... And if others do not remove themselves?
I am no one's pawn.
I am no one's pawn. I insisted. I have nothing to do with empires and lords and queens. Then you have dearly hoped to...
Then you should clearly hope it stays that way. The artificer...
Er staat dearly.
Oh yeah, they should...
Dearly hope it stays that way. The artificers rolled up his sleeve.
As for me, I swore my hands would only make innocent creations. And so you see me now, a toy maker.
And that is enough for you? And if war comes again, you were defending your home.
The first one. Ishna Allah. This is how I will be remembered, he said. Though he turned his face slightly and added, if I am remembered at all.
I see you do not apologize. I understand.
I understand.
I understand.
Do not play the sycophant, he replied sharply. There is nothing in the back room for you or anyone else. My curiosity was piqued. You sell something in the back room? I nodded slyly. I will not ask. I was not going to ask. The first one. I want to know what he sells. No, he exclaimed, his eyes sliding with terrible fury. Now get out! I asked him for assistance on my journey. He laughed and shook his head. How could I help? You are an artificer. You must know the secrets of this city. Anything you know might help us. The second one. It's more friendly.
I know many things, young man. I would take a lifetime to tell you of a fraction of them. He laughed painfully. Perhaps you should head to Delhi.
Oh.
Savaka lives there. They say she has built herself a new airship, even faster than the ones she made for the Raj. There was a sting in his voice at the mention of her name. You resent her or something, but I did not care for an old man's misery.
The first one.
Steeds geen kijkers, dat is wel grappig. You resent her for something? Amulya Savarkar aided her masters and is celebrated. I aided mine, and now my tale is told as a warning to young artificers. I am a morality tale.
And she's a hero.
And she is a hero.
What?
She built airships and you built weapons. She worked for the stronger power. I do not think I know.
I do not think I know.
I don't think I know.
He smiled and shrugged as if to say he did not either. But I do think that was quite true. I took my leave from the toy maker, wondering if I had been too harsh. My conscience clear, not the first one.
That was quite an...
Was an old man full of regrets. Yes. Do all men deserve contentment? Perhaps, perhaps. I do not know.
So now what?
We are going with the military.
We are going with the military, aren't we?
There. Tomorrow, so we need to sleep first. Yeah, we need to sleep first. Let's go. Hotel, because we can't do anything else anyways.
And does it do that in 3 days? We stayed in our hotel in the shadows of the towering citadel built on a spur of rock, like Noah's Ark beached far above the sea. Nou, dat is cool, het is daar, daadwerkelijk.
Ja, I know. Ik wil daar echt nog een keer naartoe, hè.
The people of the city largely ignored it. It dominated the skyline.
Okay. It dominated the skyline.
It dominated the skyline. A symbol of Durrani authority in a city that had once been the capital of the Persian Empire.
Yep.
As night fell, I was quite sure I saw a rocket fire from the walls up and into the skies, but what it meant I do not know.
Yeah, we're going for that one. Yes, we're going.
Dang.
Oh, we can't!
We can't, because it will take... He must recover first.
Ah.
He is not very happy, he cannot take it.
Hotel. Because then he recovers.
Oh. Hij moet er zelfs full health voor zijn. Voor de
Yes,
service.
yes. See.
Dit is al iets beter. You want to go now?
Yes.
That is a very long way.
We have that. That's so brilliant.
Hell.
The Russians had waited for us. Preparing their equipment, I suppose they wanted our money.
Ja, dat is wel best.
Yes, because they waited a day longer, right? We settled up and rode out. There is no other way to phrase it. Stomping away from the train station, we followed the line of the track.
But not for long. And I turned my head to see the train I longed to be aboard.
We are going to see the train, and we're gonna continue on this because it took a lot of money, and we don't want to waste time.
It was your
anymore.
choice. It was your choice.
I mean, come on.
Of course, the walker turned as well before I knew it. I had stomped away across the railway lines. I had to race to catch up. For a moment I considered a break of freedom.
No, I had to race to catch up.
I had to race to catch up. As the other machines, including Monsieur Fogg, turned away, and hence I was breathless before our grueling journey had even begun.
Because you're an idiot.
Yeah, let's attend Fogg. We should do that.
We strode on across bleak rocks and plains. The desert was bare and parched. The machine was a joy to control. Let's attend Fogg because we can't.
We can't.
Yeah, we did not seem to enjoy it. Let's talk to him because we need a life because he's gonna lose a lot.
He was his usual steadfast self, of course, but his machine moved with a self-conscious hunch. It took ginger little steps and was
The small
the
gestures.
small gestures through which
One must read my master's character, normally so subtle, were magnified and expanded to crudeness.
the desert was bare and parched. The machine was a joy to control.
It was a joy to control. It moved smoothly, articulating and amplifying every small gesture into a wild sweep. To step was to stride, to reach to pound, and attempting to scratch one's nose meant disaster. They turned to evening. The lead, Kodunki, raised its hand. One by one, each lumbering machine stopped. We were in a narrow ravine surrounded by high, dusty rock walls. It was time to camp. Okay.
Time to introduce ourselves.
Nee,
I glanced around for somewhere to hide. And my Kodunki smashed its arm onto the rock either side, causing a minor avalanche, which naturally drew attention to me.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Monsieur Fogg called. Do not concern yourselves, my servant will prepare us something to eat.
Ja, dit is wel onze eigen schuld.
What is that?
Private Grachev, to my surprise, took full credit for our presence in the group. Indeed, he shared out the fee I had paid him amongst the men of his rank and below. I was most impressed with him.
Quite frankly, I did not trust him.
The first one.
I was most impressed with him.
I mean, a servant to make us meals and wash our socks, Grachev continued.
I changed my mind. I detested him. I laughed, looking nervously around the group. I'm a gentleman's gentleman. Not just a louts. Any louts.
Yeah, the last one.
I'm a gentleman's gentleman. Not just any louts, I replied.
As
calmly as I could.
Grachev turned his chiseled, slap-like face to me and all but hissed. Remember how you got here, Valet?
Oh, valet.
Yeah, that was how the day began. As we started to walk, it only grew worse.
The machine clanged, the sun scorched me, the path turned steeply downhill.
Uphill.
Oh, uphill.
And the run scorched me.
Wishful thinking.
His honor is completely destroyed now.
The sun scorched me, turning my natural complexion a vivid, magnificent red. The machine clanged, the path turned slightly uphill. Steeply uphill. And thought the walker bore most of the load.
One still had to step up for every rise in the land or risk tripping. And all the while, Gratchev's leering look would not leave my mind. By the end of the day, I had decided
To find a way we could leave this caravan to sabotage Karevniskerdusky, that dude, I would simply have to be invisible as best as I could manage.
the last one would be very smart. I mean, he has a whole army with him. I would not sabotage
I would simply
him.
have to be invisible. I think he's laughing in his fist now, right now, Monsieur Fogg. Until this ghastly journey was complete.
Night finally arrived and I disappeared into the darkness of nearby trees and slept.
He's not liking it. Let's attend him.
I woke early, but not early enough it seemed. When I returned to camp I found the fire stamped out and the valley empty. They must have risen at the crack of dawn, and without the soldiers nearby my exhaustion had seen me sleep through. Now I was alone in dense jungle, and who knew what manner of mammal or reptile lay in wait?
My walker was still here, slumped against a tree. I scoured the ground for tracks.
I scoured for tracks. I'm no huntsman, but even I could not miss the broken branches and church stones that marked the passage of the group south. Quickly, I headed off along the path, scouring the view ahead with my binoculars in the hope of catching a glimpse of movement between the trees.
The path curved and twisted. I followed the tracks efficiently.
The last one.
I followed the tracks efficiently, calculating that a lone walker would easily catch a group of 6 or 7, regardless of their head starts. By the end of the day, I'd still not caught up. They had been efficient, perhaps more so without me. Night was falling and the trail would be hard to see. I resolved to camp. I resolved to keep on going.
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yes. Slower and more cautiously through the trees. Night lowered itself about me. And strange creatures moved through the dark. But then I saw a
Monsieur
light.
Fogg is ook weg, hè?
Ja, die is daar namelijk bij die anderen, dus je moet wel. But then I saw a light. I charged toward it. I approached cautiously because you don't know if it's them. There could be any number of bandits out here in the wilderness, but from closer I heard the brash voice of Gratchev. I had found them. I jumped from my walker, never more grateful to see my master and even the soldiers. Still, it does not do to overreact. Yeah.
Daar is hij weer.
So I joined him calmly and began to attend to his nightcap. Monsieur Fogg looked up and then back to his cup of tea. Very good, he remarked.
I've never seen that before. Ik heb hem een keer bijna zien doodgaan. We're almost there.
Dawn on our penultimate day, we were at the bottom of a deep ravine, up to our metal knees in the water. Controlling the Donkey had now become second nature. So as we reached a vertical cliff and began to climb, I did not break my stride. I shook my head in despair. No, I did not break my stride. I mean, he even went in the middle of the night now with that thing, so...
The man is a champion.
Yeah. Every mile closer was another mile less to endure. Halfway up, from a position gripping the wall, spider-like, a short distance to my left, Monsieur Fogg caught my eye. "We are nearly there, Passepartout." Stiff upper lip was the first encouragement he had given me. I had never doubted his support. Empty words, courteously spoken but hardly heartfelt. I think it's the first one.
Yeah?
It's the first time he encouraged me.
Well, that is true.
And it made feel twice as strong as before. I climbed like a monkey and bounded to the top of the cliff. Relations with Fogg have improved slightly. Of course.
We're arriving today. Hey, we should be arriving on Wednesday. Oh, we missed a day, didn't we?
Yes.
Finally, we arrived inside of the sea. We took the walkers up to the edge of the jungle and then disembarked. The Russians choosing to make camp and raise a toast in celebration of their minor invasion. I would, in the end, be sorry to leave them. We did not stay.
We did not stay.
We did not stay, but headed to the nearest road. It was a desolate spot in which we found ourselves. What shall we do? I kept my eyes on the curve of the road.
I kept my eyes on the curve of the road.
Waiting for the first sign of a vehicle that might take us the remaining distance to Voltaire. Surely enough, after half an hour or so, the clanging bell of a cart was audible. I went and stood in the middle of the road. I stuck up my thumb.
I went out and stood on the road. Sure, it would not pass us by. The driver whipped his mule harder once he saw me, perhaps accustomed to bandits.
So I called to him in English, but I held my ground. I jumped aside.
So I called to him in English. Please help us, we are lost. The man reined his mule in so hard they almost fell. "My friends," he exclaimed, "what are you doing out here? Get in, there is plenty of room."
Nice.
And so we rode on hay bales into the fine city of Voltaire.
There you go, donkey cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Stetson hut would earn us very well here. Yes?
Yes.
280. Shall it?
Yeah. Elastic wallet. Yes.
Let's take that.
A traveling cloak is maybe also useful, but...
What is with that stone? Gentleman stroller set. Frequent flyer.
Yeah, the windscarf can go.
Sell this and take this?
The frequent flyer? The traveling. Let's go for the cushion. We need to
Three bags.
We need him happy again.
I'm sure I look as terrible as you know, Passepartout.
Yes.
He doesn't like the coat. Explore?
Yes.
Oh, oops.
Oh.
I don't even know where we are. Oh, ik dacht dat we veel verder waren. Ik dacht dat we hier waren.
No.
Fuck me. Oh, okay. Right. So we have Rangoon.
Yes.
Nou, we gaan niet terug naar Madras, neem ik aan.
No.
Calcutta.
No. We need to go there and hopefully there's...
It arrives Monday, that's next week.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's stay a night and
Yeah,
explore.
let's see if we can get a route.
Behind the Mem Shabibs, pinched smiles, the British residence where we dined was in utter uproar. The commissioner had packed off to London with such haste that a replacement had not even been chosen, much less dispatched. No doubt he had caused a scandal or a family emergency, perhaps?
The first one.
No doubt he had caused a scandal of unfathomable proportions. To be so unceremoniously ousted, what a word, from such high position.
Yeah. Madame Leva.
Lefeu.
Levue. The assistant commissioner's heavily pregnant wife dabbed at her eyes with a handkerchief. And to think, he, a peer of the realm, she exclaimed in genteel sorrow. Still, I suppose he was Scottish. I made an excuse to escape. You don't want to go into the drama of them.
Yeah, we don't want no drama.
Nope.
I made an excuse to escape, having little interest in gossip, and left Monsieur Fogg rather at the mercy of Madame Lefeu's complaints and gossip. Still, I cannot regret my hours of solitude and leisure in the little colonial town of Voltaire.
Explore. The buildings of Europe.
With more roughly stacked dwellings and shop fronts nestled between them. It was its own place, of course, not truly either, and I wondered if it was not better for it, or how long such a hybrid could last.
The second one.
How long a hybrid could last. As I returned towards Monsieur Fogg, I passed a large building set behind a high wall with an ironwork fence. I paid no great heed. I paused to peer through the gate.
The second one.
Of course. And heard from inside the blood-curdling scream. I rushed towards. I looked about for the source.
The second one.
I looked about for the source, but could see nothing. It seemed to have come from the building itself, and in particular I saw an open window with a figure flailing in silhouette behind the curtains. A man was crossing the path, pushing a blanketed figure in a wheelchair. He paused to regard me coolly from behind his spectacles. "What do you want?" he demanded. "What is this place?"
What is this
Nothing.
place?
What is this place? "This is the Meadowhall Hospital for the criminally insane," he replied, matter-of-factly. "You would do well to move on." With that, he turned away. The figure in the chair leaned back to peer at me, but I did not want to see, and I saw he was nothing but a girl.
Yeah, the third one. The second one, I mean.
It was a girl. Her eyes were wide with a plea for help, but then the chair was spun about, and she was pushed toward that forbidden building. So we didn't learn very much there. So we can go to Madras. Stil, dat is na het weekend al aankomen.
Ik zou Madras dan doen.
Madras?
Yeah, maybe we can get a route from there, because we have explored and we didn't get a route.
Well, it arrives tomorrow. Shall we?
Yeah.
Minus 22, he will be dead.
Oh, let's not do that.
We'll spend the night.
Yes, we'll spend it.
Before going to bed, I found a local doctor. I ran a few errands for the hotelier. I want to stretch my leg. I
Found a local doctor. We want to know what's about the girl.
No, I want to know what's the matter with my master. I found a local doctor to attend my poor master. He touched my master's forehead. A mild fever. I would say 3 days to recover to full strength. There was no alternative. It was too long.
There was no alternative. It didn't get better. We need to do that before we can go on.
Okay. We're still not halfway through.
I know.
There was no alternative. I kept my master to his bed, not too long. Then after 3 days he was at last recovered. Let's get the hell out of here. Arrived Thursday. Shall we go this way? Or you want to go this way?
Let's go to Madras.
Yes?
Yes.
Western flower.
It was not until the Western flower left the shore of India that I truly relaxed, glad to be on the move once more. Converse. Because we need roads. Greetings, Monsieur Chatelier!
Chatelier!
Greetings, I am the ship's navigator.
Greetings! My father was a woman. Oh no. My father saw the opening of the Columbinese airship
Colombo.
from Madras to Colombo.
Colombo.
Have you heard that some buyers will pay well for cowboy boots from Colombo? Singapore, Batavia, Stone Town, Antananarivo.
Batavia.
Batavia?
Yeah.
Is it possible to travel from Colombia to Batavia? Let's just say that some buyers will pay well for tobacco from Batavia.
English poetry.
What a marvelous idea.
Colombo nog een keer?
Well, he already said that.
Stone Town. Singapore.
Oh, fuck off.
Sorry.
Ah, nee. Ik had Singapore. Want dat was wit. Als het wit namelijk is, dan kun je er verder op door. Dat
Volgens mij is dat iets dat hij al verteld heeft. I'm not so sure.
But at least we got a new road again.
Ja.
Water was calm and crystal clear beneath our prom. I took a turn around the ship. I spent the first day of my I took a turn about the ship.
To familiarize myself with her and the other passengers. The Flower was a passenger liner, but one used by the middle classes and business people, traveling the coasts and making trades between south and north. One such was Madame Sumanti. I fell into conversation with the ship's navigator.
Let's now go for Madame Sumati.
More women. A hard-nosed lady who proclaimed her profession to be a weaver, but by the sound of it managed a warehouse floor in which several hundred workers did her weaving for her. Do you not miss the feel of the threads under your own fingers? You are a good employer, I am certain. Or do those workers ever travel by luxury
Let's
liner?
try being polite to women for a change. I mean,
You're a good employer, I am certain, I suggested. She shook her head. I employ no one. We are cooperative. I am merely the most experienced in our little collective. Then she smiled a crocodile smile, which left me in no doubt as to her position. What the hell is crocodile smile?
Het is een beetje zoals wij...
On the second day we reached Madras, where we put ashore. Madame Sumati left us. left with us, chatting amicably, amicably about the city sights.
Yeah?
Oh, the geometry equipment should be quite valuable here.
Kijk, market. Kijk eens. Nou, hup.
Right.
Hoppa. Ja, laten we niet meer doen.
Die is ook 100 waard trouwens. Okay, that's it.
Ja?
Good gracious, this is rather more strenuous than I anticipated. Explore?
Yep.
Madras was a city within a city. Inside the walls and fortifications of Fort St. George was White Town, where British memsahibs and factors traded and went to church and travelled from place to place in mechanical palanquins. Outside the walls was the glorified shanty, or I found the colonial officers to be particularly dim.
Yeah, the first one.
Shanty.
Of the Black Town, where Indian servants and laborers and clerks made their homes. I stayed in White Town, I ventured into Black Town. Let's go into Black Town. I mean, we know the English stuff.
I ventured into Blacktown, where I attracted a few glances, but no real attention. No doubt there were many reasons for a lone foreigner to wander the cramped streets and back alleys. But after a few minutes I realized I was being stalked. I broke into a run. I turned to face my shadow.
Ik confronteer hem gewoon.
Turned to face my shadow.
Yeah, what does he think? To find myself face to face with a nun. Would you like a blessing, good sir? An ornate gold cross hung heavily from her neck. Yes, sister.
It's a scam.
Her smile sprouted razors, and with no further warning, she brought her heavily gold cross down on my head with a crack. My vision sputtered and sparked into blackness.
It's actually a scam, a real life scam.
Really?
Yes, the blessing of a nun en dan willen ze geld van je of wat dan ook. In this case, we got whacked.
When I awoke, my nun, silent, offered me a cool cloth. I am Sister Panimala, and this is the convent of the Sisters of Didacus. What is a Didacus? Why am I here? Nuns are not supposed to go around kidnapping people.
Sorry.
The last one.
I declared indignantly.
The ways of God are mysterious to men, the nun replied. Notably not apologizing. Besides, we need your help, she added. My order does not believe, as the Pope does, that automatons are abominations. We believe that machines too are capable of grace. You believe automatons have souls, you defy the Pope. Fascinating, I replied
Sarcastically.
all this theology will
Theology.
still span. The first one. We want to get out of there. Don't you? She twinkled. A most nun-like expression. Building an automaton is like raising a child. They are shaped in our image, as we are in God's. Those blasphemers of the Artificers Guild know nothing of God, and so their creations are godless.
Oops. We fixed it so well.
You pick your enemies well, and you want godly machines. The first one. You pick your enemies well. sister. The Artificers Guild, the Pope, the Didacian Sisters are dedicated to the search of a machine which has a soul, and now we require for your help in our research. Why me? I groaned. You could simply have asked. I'm not in the habit of helping strange nuns. The first one.
Why me?
Why choose to hit me over the head of all people? I just had a feeling about you. A divine sort of feeling. A feeling? I shouted. A divine sort of feeling. The second one.
Helemaal open.
Helemaal?
Ja, helemaal open.
Ja, hij klapt hem net dicht.
Ja, en zet de stoel er maar even voor de helft tegenaan. Zoiets, ja. Dus.
Feeling, I shouted.
Feeling?
Mm-hmm.
I shouted. You concussed me for a feeling? Feelings are powerful things. Sister Panimalar escorted me to the entrance of the nunnery. If you find an automaton whose shard is engraved with a soul on your travels, send a telegram to us. We have our own receiving station here. We will reward you materially if that is your wish. But we must have such a shard. Sister, this is very far-fetched. As you say, sister, I took out
the black glass cube. Want dat zou misschien wel eens het antwoord kunnen zijn, hè?
I took out the black glass cube from Bucharest. Perhaps this might be of interest, does it? What is it? The nun demanded. To be honest,
I do not know.
I do not know.
She shrugged. Then I am not interested in it. But I am hopeful you will find something better. I admit I was glad to know we would be leaving Madras and its wall and fortifications and secrets.
Right. We can only go to Colombo then, eh? Or back up again all the way where we came from. Colombo, where it's not very far from the South Pole, I guess. It arrives tomorrow and we leave tomorrow at 7. With 3 suitcases. That will suffice.
Hotel. I attended. We gaan
Yeah, let's keep him happy for a bit.
Strengthened. Oh, het is nou dik buddies. Depart. Yes.
Well, let's go. Hier, hij wordt er zelfs beter van. What else do you want? It's an airship.
What a fast airship run by a British company that promised to reach Colombo within 2 hours. Yeah!
That is very fast.
Finally. Something that doesn't take like days.
Yeah, if they have another one.
Was not as fast as advertised,
of course.
But not to any considerable degree. And they more than made up for it with
some
those
excellent tea. And my master was untroubled and my demands for compensation.
The first one. Excellent tea.
Excellent tea.
Tea?
He likes it.
Mm-hmm.
And scones. What is a scone?
Dat zijn die Engelse dingetjes bij...
ijskoos, het zijn toch gewoon van hier ijsjes?
The cowboy boots could earn as well here.
Oh ja. Oeh, die...
Valuable in Madras. Komen we net vandaan, Manila.
En Chittagong, hè?
Dit is een klein ritje trouwens terug, hè? Naar Madras.
Nee, maar... Chittagong. Egyptian cigars. Linen trousers. To warm climate, dat is wel handig. And to stubborn, sour and prim types. Ah, die. En dan doen we ook die. Zeggen sour types. Dat is wel iets voor nodig. De wodka doen we weg. Anders doen we de wodka weg en dan doen we...
De neckcushion is ook wel een goede prijs.
Ja, maar daar kregen we Joost net leven van, hè?
Nou, zeg het maar.
Laat maar zo. Explorer, ja, zeker weten.
Terug naar de rest.
Ja.
Net Chittagong.
Ja?
The harbor at Colombo, capital city of British Ceylon, was so busy with trading ships that the water was barely visible, and the sky was crisscrossed with jingling metal chains tethering airships to the dock. A young Senegalese man in an ill-fitting jacket looked over the scene. Clearly, here was a hub worth our finding. Damn.
De tweede.
Yeah?
Second one. Yes.
However, the more I looked, the more I noticed that several of the airships seemed worse for wear. Their envelopes roughly patched.
The ropes blackened by mold and slowly unraveling. But there was no other way on. It seemed boats had been abandoned in favor of the skies.
Interesting.
Kijk.
We can go to Singapore if we want.
Yes. Let's do that.
Yeah, Singapore
Yes.
arrives next Saturday.
Yes, negotiate. It's
Departs in 6 days.
Negotiates.
No charge in 4 days.
Oh nee. Ja, laten we dat toch maar.
Nou, we kunnen ook naar Chittagong.
Doe eens naar Chittagong dan.
Ja, nou ja, dan gaan we eigenlijk weer helemaal terug.
Ja, dus we moeten wel die. Maar dan moeten we gewoon 4 dagen of zo doen. Gratis, hè?
Oké.
Huh?
We zijn nu pas op de helft. We spent the night in the charming suites in the Grand Oriental Hotel opposite to the Victoria Arcade. The clattering of the electric trams ran late into the night, mixing with the lowing of the oxen, and I had to bury my head under the duck-down pillow to sleep.
The second one.
I sleep. I'm beginning to detest the rest of the world, and I long for the quiet of Savile Row. Let's check again.
Yeah. Singapore. Negotiate. In 3 days. Yeah.
Still 3 days.
Ja. Hey, in 3 days.
WTF. In 3 dagen kunnen we het ras heen en weer doen, kunnen we geld verdienen.
Ja, doen we dat.
Ja, maar we... Ja.
Ja, huh. Ja. Let's do that then.
Dus alleen maar hierheen.
Ja.
En dat kan niet. Wat? Dan ben ik niet terug.
Oh.
Dat mag niet. For whatever reason. Nou ja, dan... maar niet, hè?
Nee, nou dan gaan we maar gewoon de dagjes...
Niet weer terug. Ding. Really?
Nou, laten we dan maar gaan slapen.
Nou, maar slow.
I went to stretch my shirt. My legs, I mean.
Never know.
Enjoying the sight and smells of this curious part of the world, yeah.
Nog een nacht slapen, hè?
Ja. Night fell.
Minor alterations to our clothing. I engaged another guest in a
Yeah, but
conversation.
let's chat with someone.
Let's chat.
Mm-hmm.
Learning the quickest way to Batavia is through Singapore. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Useful information, no doubt. No, we already knew that. No plan. Can we go already?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Oh. Continue. At 9.
It's right now.
Embark. Up. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Go.
The neck cushion is
Ja?
quite good, right?
Hey,
What
hij
a
neemt
sleek-
een andere route, wat de? We boarded the sleek clipper.
Is your ship fast?
Dark-eyed Chinese man in last flush of youth.
I go to join my wife in Singapore, so you can be
Okay.
assured I will try to make a good time. So saying, he flung the ship into the air. Okay. Apparently he thinks he knows a horse.
It's not very fast, is it?
Hello there, my good passepartout.
My good.
Singapore! And then, Batavia! Machu Picchu. Dat is namelijk aan de andere kant, hè? Oh! From myself standing beside the cheerful young captain. Are you newly married? Does your wife also sail the skies? That's a good one. Let's do the second one. I'm not interested in his love life.
Ha, hardly. She has just opened a Chinese bank in Singapore, though she has holdings all over Southeast Asia. She could buy me and my ship 100 times over, in fact. He added with an easy laugh. And you do not mind? Or does her property not become yours?
The first one. Let's not insult the
You
man.
do not mind?
I'm afraid that I do not, he said. Don't women usually have to bear similar circumstances? Though they have as much pride as we do? I thought much on Captain Go's attitude and situation, but came to few conclusions that night aboard the airship.
Okay.
We gaan wel redelijk snel, hè? Kijk daar! Fuck.
There were rumblings of discontent aboard the ship, centered upon the figure of First Mate Ranuga, a dark-skinned, towering Sinhalese woman. I inquired subtly into her grudge over lunch, or I did not want to get involved.
The first one.
I inquired subtly into her grudge over lunch. This is your last voyage, she replied darkly. The captain sailing the ship.
Selling the ship.
Oh, the captain's selling the ship and joining his wife's business. But he seems so well suited to be a captain? Or he seemed to be happily married? Or what
will you do then?
then?
The last one.
What will you do then?
Her shoulders slumped. Me and the crew are stuck. The ship has been our home. We stared at our unappetizing stew as the crew grumbled. Why don't you buy the ship?
Papa, ik heb een kanon dat schiet portable news.
Why don't you buy the ship, I suggested. The first mate, Ranugas. Expression turned even blacker.
Oh, I tried.
Interesting.
But the price is too high, even if we all go in together. How much?
How much? I demanded gallantly.
27,000 pounds, she replied crisply. That's how profitable selling tea is, it seems. She glared at me. Do you want to help? We may be able to help,
We may be able to help.
I replied. thinking that the purchase of an airship would be not no bad thing. Ha! As though you would help us, she replied sourly. Funny idea, but we have some funny ideas of our own, she added darkly. She grimaced into her stew. Just wait and see. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
The character is now organized.
Converse. Greetings, first mate. Yes, what do you want?
Singapore.
Keep talking. Batavia. Machu Picchu?
Rebels from the Sultanate of Aceh plague Batavia. Machu Picchu. I think I said enough to you. Goodbye.
Jeetje.
Terug-
Vrouwen hier
terug.
zijn wel echt zagrijnig hoor. The first signs of trouble was when the lights began to flicker. The gas lamps sputtered out just before the secondary engine cut out, leaving the airship in darkness and silence. I groped my way to the bridge. I huddled in my bed. I groped my way to the bridge. Doesn't matter. Raised voices echoed from behind the oak-paneled door. Speaking in English, I stopped to listen. It was clear we had been boarded, so I returned to Monsieur Fogg. I stopped to listen and gasped at what I learned. Nihinsa, I heard Captain Go's voice say pleadingly. How can you do this? I couldn't hear the reply, and so pressed my ear against the door. Pushed the door open a small crack. No, I would go press my ear against the door.
Pressed my ear against the door.
I could hear the sounds of many feet shuffling. I guessed that more than half the crew were on the bridge. I recognized First Mate Ranuga's strident tones, now cracked and breathy. You did this, Captain. You abandoned us first. I kept listening. I crept away to warn my master. The second one. Oh, you want to listen?
Oops.
I kept listening as Ghost protested, but Ranuga cut him off. To one of the crew she continued, go and fetch the passengers. I fled as fast as I could. I felt my way slowly back. I stepped to one side of the door. I fled as fast as I could. As I could, but stumbled in the dark. I was unceremoniously seized and dragged to the floor of the bridge, where Ranuga held her pistol to Captain Go's head. Monsieur Fogg was tossed beside me soon after.
Ooh.
Is this your solution, First Mate? Captain, are you alright? I would go for the first one.
Is this your solution, First Mate?
Yep.
I asked despairingly.
We don't want to be sold off to the highest bidder, she turned to the captain. We have worked alongside you for 10 years. We gave you our loyalty, our blood, and you cast us aside for some land-grubbing woman. You're jealous. This is mutiny. The first one.
You're jealous, woman.
I accused shrilly. First Mate Ranuga rolled her eyes. I am not jealous, I'm angry. He sold us as a wedding present. Don't we deserve more? Find another airship. Perhaps you do. This course will end in disaster. The last one. Hoe je het bent of verkeerd, het gaat niet goed hoor. I declared and proved my point by rushing forward to seize the gun. Held up my hands as I stepped forwards. I would held up my hands because she has the gun to the captain. Please give me the gun. She shook her head sharply. The ship is my home. First Mate Ranuga breathed as the crew stamped its feet and shouted their agreements. I cannot let her go, even if her captain can. Something seemed to break in Captain Go's expression. He leaped upon his first mate with sudden, startling ferocity, and they began to grapple for the pistol. I tried to stop Captain Go. I tried to stop First Mate. I tried to stop the First Mate.
I tried to stop the First Mate. The pistol jerked.
and the bullet punched a hole through the outer hull above us.
Of course.
I heard a shrill whistle of air before we were knocked to the floor by the sound of an almighty explosion. I looked up.
I looked up and half the top deck was sheared away and swinging free.
And the entire envelope had ignited into a glowing, writhing ball of fire. Wind whipped past us. We rolled and tumbled in the air. We were falling uncontrollably. And then we hit the water. And I slipped into glorious terror-free unconsciousness.
It's not dependable.
Ja, vind je gek? How weird! You're in the water, unconscious. Oh, we were so
great.
close.
Well, that's not very close if you want to swim it.
I woke, and I had not drowned, which was more than I expected. My head was upon Monsieur Fogg's lap. The emergency protocols have activated, and we have been sealed into the bridge, he informed. In lieu of a greeting, I tried to sit up. I catalogued my injuries. The second one.
I catalogued my injuries from a prone position, feeling quite knocked about, but relatively well, considering I had nearly been shot, or this whole accursed journey of ours.
The first one.
I had nearly been shot. Actually, been blown up
and
then fallen into the ocean.
You cracked your skull, my master declared. This is not the first time you have awoken. Every time you sit up, I explain matters and then you swoon once more. Are you unharmed, monsieur? You have not asked that before, my master smiled. But are you? I am somewhat injured, my master said serenely, and then coughed an enormous amount of thick, oozing warm blood onto my chest.
Yuck.
I shrank away in horror.
I shrank away in horror only for
Monsieur Fogg to slump heavily against me. His brow felt clammy and fevered. We have a much larger problem than our injuries, Passepartout. His voice was uncharacteristically raspy. I think your injuries still signify, monsieur.
Yes?
Yes.
I remonstrated?
In response, Monsieur Fogg tipped my head up a little. I saw the heavy glass windows of the bridge. Instead of pale blue sky and clouds, I saw only dark water, pitted by air bubbles rushing away. We are sinking, Monsieur Fogg continued, regaining some of his composure, and Captain Go informs me we have only a day's worth of air at most. So then we will die here.
It's the only option.
I saw Monsieur Fogg almost smile in the murky darkness. It seems a distinct possibility. We sat together in the dark for an hour or more without saying another word. I heard the captain and first mate working together.
What?
Yeah, I heard it close to Monsieur Fogg in silence.
God.
I found myself telling Monsieur Fogg of my mother and the first one.
What?
Tending to the injured crew, whispering encouragement and lighting our dwindling stock of candles to give the illusion of warmth despite the deepening fear and bone-chilling cold of the ocean, which promised little mercy. I confess I did not account for this possibility, he said into the dark. It's not your fault, not all risks can be calculated. The second one.
Not all risk can be calculated, I said thoughtfully.
I drew in my breath. I don't blame you. I wish I were at home and let it go. There was nothing further to be said. I don't blame you.
I don't blame you.
I felt Monsieur Fogg tense. I am surprised. It's my job to surprise you. Ik probeer aan het lachen te krijgen, ook al is het depressing. It's my job to surprise you. Another long silence, but a softer one.
I felt the pain in my head pound and my temples
and then recede, like waves on the shore. My master coughed more blood, and we all shivered as the last candle blew out. Someone wept, but I did not. Why did you take the wager, monsieur? Are you content with your life, monsieur? Yeah. The first one. I asked. I do not think I expected him to answer. I thought I knew, he said faintly, but now I am not certain. And later, much later, after the hull began to shriek and as the air grew thin, I think I heard my master say, perhaps, given our circumstances, you should call me Phileas, before I fell into an uneasy, delirious sleep. Relations with Fogg
Strengthened somewhat. Yeah, we're about to drown, man.
Yeah.
Yes. We can do nothing.
Series of dull strutters went through the remains of the airship, and Captain Ghost staggered to his feet. It has been an honor serving with you, he said, his voice admirably steady. Nihinsa, will you forgive me? First Mate Ranuga stood up, her eyes glittering. Only if you will forgive me in turn, Captain. I pulled myself to my feet. I sat next to Monsieur Fogg. Bleek maar bij die Fogg, want dan moet ik dat voor
He's in pretty bad shape.
I tried and failed to stagger up. He was clutching his ribs and breathing hard. The ship jerked, but instead of cracking open like an oyster shell, it began to rise up in the water. Our faces were frozen in shock.
Yeah.
Faster and faster we rose. Second one.
Faster and faster we rose. Schools of fish and debris flashing darkly beyond the window.
Faster and faster until we broke the surface and the sun blinded us.
Right.
With its sweet yellow light, casting shadows away with its brilliance. I could think of nothing to say but... Am I dead?
Yeah.
I would go for the first one. Am I dead?
Am I dead?
Monsieur, my hands threw themselves over my eyes to shield the glare. No, my master said coolly. Oh, sorry, wrong tone. No, my master said coolly. You are rescued. Look. I followed his indication. I thought this answer most unlikely. The first one. Just look.
I followed his indication and looked up. Indeed, in the sky hung a colossal airship. Thick steel cables were attached to our vessel, and we were slowly winched out of the water. A bulkhead door swung open on that ship, and a woman in a welder's mask and armored suit stood, limned in the light. "Hello down there," she called loudly. As Captain Go gasped. Have any of you seen my husband?
En dan gaan we verder.
Nee, gaat vork of niet?
Ja. Madame Go, the banker, proved to be an excellent rescuer.
Oh, it's his wife!
Yeah! She retrieved our bags, provided us with vast quantities of stew, and had thought to bring a team of doctors. Captain Go trailed around behind her, looking, if possible, even more love-struck than before. I looked in on First Mate Ranuka, want I really want to know what her opinion now is. I mean...
Yeah. Who was recovering nicely in one of the hastily set up medical bays. The captain's not going to sell the ship, she told me excitedly. And all I needed to do was try to shoot him. What?
Monsieur Fogg, with bandaged ribs and a pair of impressive black eyes, was on his feet, much against the doctor's orders. Please stay in bed, monsieur.
Would you like to go for a walk?
We go for the first one. I mean, if the doctor says you shouldn't be doing that. I said despairingly, knowing all too well the determined look in his eye. Passepartout, he said, and then trailed off most uncharacteristic. Sorry. I can't even pronounce it because I'm just really...
So
he's like the most cold, badass scares I've ever met. I mean, I just had some rips in my heart and my lungs, but we're just gonna go for a straw.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Let's go for a straw.
I'm almost dying, who cares? Let's go for a straw.
Passepartout, he said, and then trailed off most uncharacteristically. I said nothing. Yes, monsieur?
I said nothing, I mean, there's no word for this.
I said nothing. Thank you, he said briskly, and then opened up his ledger. Now, leave me in peace till we reach Singapore. From here on, his eyes flashed. I am going to ensure I consider all of the possibilities. Relationships have strengthened slightly.
It's not fuck, I think he's called fuck. Just because he's a badass.
No, there's no no. The tobacco would earn us well here. I thought we didn't have that.
We have tobacco.
420. YOLO. Battle on... Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then we need to go to Vladivostok again. No.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Rubber assault. I mean...
Pacific timetable.
Yes. Oh, finally.
I think we have to sell something, huh? For
Why
that.
don't we just sell...
The dominoes.
Yes.
Let's sell the dominoes. The glasses over here. And the timetable. Well, that would be...
Yes.
And leave it like that, or...
Yes, let's leave it to that.
Let's leave it like that.
Yes,
Perhaps
fine.
you can think of something. I feel somewhat below par.
See?
Is that going all the way to London? That is... Oh no, that's... Oh my god, we still have to cross America.
Yes! But we finally don't have to...
Oh my god. That trip to... What's it called? Wasn't very good. Explore?
Yes, explore.
We kunnen hem ook opslaan en een andere keer verder gaan.
Yes, that would be a brilliant idea.
Yeah? Oh, well, we'll
If
pause
you
it
ha-
at
if-
this and
if-
we'll do it some other time.
If you have time tomorrow.
Yeah, we're halfway through. We could have done it faster though, but
Yeah, but it's more funny if you just do it in
yeah,
relaxed mode.
I'm leaving it up to you. So.
It's more funny this way. It's now like really a story that you're.
It's an interactive story. It's
Yes.
an interactive. Yeah, it has like
It-
5,000 or 7,000.
I mean, you can choose which way, and normally
Yeah.
if you would read the book of Jules Verne, it would go the way he wrote it.
Yeah.
But now you can actually be Passepartout and just choose his way, like not being friends with his master or
Yeah.
being friends with his master. And I mean, like now we had this with actually almost drowning.
Yeah, he almost died.
Yeah, we almost died.
I've had him worse though.
Yeah, but that's the funny part. I mean, the next time we tried, we could go over Russia. Let's see what's happened then, and you could change all the time. I mean,
I can tell you, I've tried to cheat on this game.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
you
you
can't.
told me.
Oh yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yeah, but
Of
that's
course.
not fun. I don't think that's fun. It's more fun this way.
I went from London to Paris,
Mhm.
from Paris to Amsterdam,
Mhm.
from Amsterdam to Copenhagen,
Yeah.
from Copenhagen to Helsinki,
Yes.
and from Helsinki, I think, to Russia or Nova Zembla, and from there to the North Pole, and from the North Pole to Canada.
It's the other way around. You didn't went.
No, that is the right way around.
But you. Okay.
It's a very small circle. Instead of 30,000 miles, it was 11,000 miles.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I like.
But it did got mentioned in the end that I didn't really circumnavigate the planet.
No, and this is more. We actually.
But I won the wager, so.
This is more fun, and it's actually kind of tricky if we're gonna make it because we're already at 47.
We're at day 47. We gotta
we
do
really
our business.
now need to go to Honolulu and then to America because else we're not gonna win the wager.
We have to seek fast transportation.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's
Well, on
gonna be,
that bombshell.
that's gonna be a nice. How do you say that in English? It's gonna be a tricky one tomorrow.
Yeah.
If we're gonna make it or not.
I think we can still manage in 80 days. We're more than halfway around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
We're a little bit over, so I think there are possibilities. Well, we'll see then.
But still fun.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised by this game, and
Yeah, and like you said, there are so many ways.
there are
This-
endless ways.
This is almost an infinite game. I mean, if you like this
Yeah.
kind of stuff, it's almost infinite.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see you again tomorrow then, I guess.
Yes?
And I'll end the stream then by now. Thanks, and we got no viewers at all. Bye.